Right? It's not a good thing for society, and we will not encourage it. So we'll continue to find the reason why people that are racist will not be among us. Until they make peace, they show love, we will continue to fight until we are successful in what we are doing. Good to be here this morning, and I'm here to listen. Thank you, sir.
Maybe planted.
Thank you. So, very soon we'll be going offline because the details of the meeting itself cannot be recorded. But this is just the second of many events that will take place today.
Right? It's not a good thing for society, and we will not encourage it. So we'll continue to find the reason why people that are racist will not be among us. Until they make peace, they show love, we will continue to fight until we are successful in what we are doing. Good to be here this morning, and I'm here to listen. Thank you, sir.
Maybe planted.
Thank you. So, very soon we'll be going offline because the details of the meeting itself cannot be recorded. But this is just the second of many events that will take place today.
Right? It's not a good thing for society, and we will not encourage it. So we'll continue to find the reason why people that are racist will not be among us. Until they make peace, they show love, we will continue to fight until we are successful in what we are doing. Good to be here this morning, and I'm here to listen. Thank you, sir.
Maybe planted.
Thank you. So, very soon we'll be going offline because the details of the meeting itself cannot be recorded. But this is just the second of many events that will take place today.
Right? It's not a good thing for society, and we will not encourage it. So
Anita Business Center and the Anita Group of Company has several accounts, more than 10 several accounts through which several millions in Liberian dollar and US dollar will be in London, and we give you that exact figure. Our findings also show that in the process of laundering this money, there were several key factors who participated in all those accounts, amounting to 40 persons who participated in those several accounts, those suspicious accounts that was established by them. Our investigation went further to find out the purpose and intent why these money were being moved. And we realized that there was no traceable business by the two companies. Where this money came from, amounting to millions of dollar transactions in Liberian dollars, the company cannot. We realized that the total transaction in all the several suspicious accounts in US dollar amount to $6,731,441. I repeat, the total transaction in United States dollar in all the fictitious accounts by Anita Group of Company, Anita Business Center, and its gracious bride amount to USD $6,731,441. The total transaction in Liberian dollar for all these several accounts amount to 845 million. 845,240,057 cents. So this is to just show to you that from 2020 to 2024, what these people gather just by serving in this public position. No source of any wealth, no source of any business, no source of any acquisition of private business before coming to power. But just in 4 years, or 5 years, or 6 years, the person's total asset in business transaction amounts to more than $6 million and more than 800 million Liberian dollars. Based on these findings and conditions as mentioned, investigation also realized that in this transaction, several persons were involved into deposit and into credit. Several persons were being used as agents of that syndicate to move suspicious money. And all those agents that were involved, we upheld them as co-conspirators of the act of money laundering. We had other companies that were involved. Masako Auto Spare Service involved in the sale of motorbikes. By and through its general manager, Sir F. Johnson Sr., was also involved through our investigation. He was captured of moving millions, thousands of dollars in the account on the Wafrina Bundle through Anita and Anita Business Center. He has also been captured by our investigation, and subsequently, based upon that, an indictment was drawn up by and through the Republic of Liberia Asset Recovery, and the grand jury came up with a true bill, holding them culpable for the crimes to include Norofina Bono, Anita Pamela Jala, CEO of Anita Group of Companies, Francis Blamo, Sir Johnson, and 40 others for the commission of the crime of money laundering, theft of property, misuse of public fund, criminal conspiracy, forgery, abuse of public office, and violation of the Public Procurement and Concession Act and the Public Financial Management Act, the PFMA law. As I speak to you, the indictment was served this morning, and from my intelligence, one of the co-conspirators in this proceeding, Mr. Edward Pompo, who worked at the Ministry of Commerce, has been arrested and now forwarded to the Memorial Central Prison. Forwarded to the Memorial Central Prison, and said he can file his proper appearance bond to the court in keeping with law. Also arrested was Sir Johnson of Masako Incorporated, and he has also been forwarded to Memorial Central Prison from my intelligence I've gathered from my officers on the field. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, Liberia is at a crossroad. This is not about witch hunt. This is about time that we all take full charge of our country's development and to ensure that Liberia regain its dignity in the community of nations. This is no time to waste. We got to take on corruption head on and to ensure that all assets stolen, suspicious, that were just acquired in the twinkle of an eye, you have to give an account. And that account is not through violence, it's not through witch hunt, it's by the due process of law. The second of our case has to do with MDMC, buying through SCO John Ubuti. On September 12, 2023, John Ubuti, who served as CEO, entered into a contract, a renovation contract of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, buying through the acting Deputy Minister, Natl Duncan Sawyer, who signed for and on behalf of the government of Liberia. Investigation showed that the implementation and the execution of that contract was poorly done. We acquired Mr. Ubuti and his company due process, but they waived the right to appear to answer as to the variance that we developed and captured from our independent investigation. To do that, we hired a private firm to do an independent assessment of the entire work that was done on the building. And reports show that the amount of $851,136.13 cannot be accounted for. The work was not done. So, Mr. Ubuti and his project manager, to include the acting minister then, Chairman Duncan Sawyer, were indicted for the commission of the crime, theft of property, criminal facilitation, and criminal conspiracy. The work of Arab is not to go after people for crimes that they have not done. If you carry out a careful evaluation of how these investigations went, you will notice and know that some people that were invited and investigated were dropped because the evidence was not sufficient to hold them accountable. But, howbeit, we are resolved to move our investigation forward. In that, there were several assets acquired in the first money laundering scheme, which we consider as proceeds of the crime, by former Chief of Protocol and her daughter, Anita Pamela Jala. We now give you the opportunity to look at the screen, and we'll show you proceeds and properties that were acquired. There are more properties. There are more properties. But we're going to show you a few that we have investigated and established sufficient grounds as those properties that were acquired in their criminal transaction. We'll go first to the property from Browville. We'll ask our technician to show you the property from Browville. Try to give us time, let's set up this thing. go to the Broadway property.
These are properties being owned by the former chief of protocol. She and one of the Anita group of companies entitled by the Asset Recovery and Tax Groups.
Yeah.
So
this property is situated and located in Broadway. This was acquired by Nathl in a bundle, and we have all the deeds to this property. The value of this property at the time, undeveloped, was $73,000 United States dollars. But now we are about to conduct an appraisal of this property. This property was developed from 2018. What's that?
They want to get that up.
For 2018. And you can see the current trend of the property. This is the first property that we have captured from as proceeds of money laundering done by Madam Nathl in a bundle, Familia Anita Jala, by and through the criminal syndicate, through fictitious company Anita Group of Companies and Anita Business Center. That is the first property there. But the current market value of the property will be developed through the Liberia Authority, which has the capability to do so. So this property now is a proceed of crime. So it's under our spotlight. Let's go to the second property. This property has 12 units. The property, you can see, can now understand the level of work and the level of investigation we have done over the period. Arrested. What we are now going to do, back at me, asset is in a bundle. Her daughter, Familia Anita Jala, and 40 others have been indicted for the commission of the crime of money laundering, theft of property, misuse of office, and etc. The second indictment had to do with MDMC, by and through ACO John Ubuti, and former Deputy Minister, Acting Minister, and Minister of Foreign Affairs for the theft of $851,000 that cannot be accounted for the renovation of evidence. Unchallenged evidence.
Of our one war. It's good to be back here on the 10th day in the 11th month of November. The year stands at 2025. Weekie broke this morning. Ambassador Vice alongside, as well as T. Nicholas Barkley, who controls the camera and sound this morning. Welcome, folks. This is where we walk the walk and talk the talk, and as usual, help to shift the paradigm of our democracy. Without fear, without fever, we speak undiluted truth, the very hard truth I said on this platform. Welcome, folks. Let's have a good time together on this wonderful, wonderful day. You know, folks, you listen to the head of the asset recovery team when they held a major press conference over the weekend, where investigation been ongoing for a number of months, and their names and properties that were being named and pointed out that were acquired reportedly illegally by the asset, which they now say these people being indicted and they got to face the full weight of the law. Now, following the press conference on Friday, there are a lot of other posts and other folks who are responding to these things that, look, this is politically motivated, this is witch hunting, you know. So we asked, you know, when do we go to a process? Because we listen to people talk about fighting corruption over the years. Government comes, government goes. Liberians have always, both home and abroad, have asked that people answer for the stewardship while serving in position. And we're hearing millions of dollars in short period of time that got missing, and properties that were acquired by some of these individuals that were named by Councillor Mountain. We're hearing about this issue of the former chief of protocol to the president, the former president, Noah Bono, and her daughter. There were no trace of some of the businesses, some of the transactions in millions of dollars, in Liberian dollar, pretty close to $1 billion, 800 or more million Liberian dollars, 600 plus United States, 600 million, 6 million plus United States dollar, all of these things. Now, are we going to take out our political garment and wash the system play that we make sure that there's going to be an impartial investigation, or we just see these things and just politically put the blanket on it that these people being witch hunted, these people being sought after because of their alignment with the former president, and there's a need to, there's a school to settle, political school to settle. Now, money laundering, all of these things, we're listening to exactly what the well-learned councillor have said to us. And if you understand, when we talk about money laundering, is the illegal possession of disguising the origins of illegally obtained funds to make them appear that they're legitimate. So now they are telling you. So they've been in line with the Financial Intelligence Agency. People who got intelligent information, they go through the banks, they go through relevant institutions, they keep surveillance, they make sure, they're not calling for questioning, but they will go through financial institutions that claw with authority to provide the necessary information based on their intelligence. They will go there and say, look, they get the transaction, but people got paid for a job that would never perform according to the report. Financial transactions, that folks who were brought into it to do some transactions only because they wanted to be paid, but they were being used in the process. You got multiple businesses, but yet nobody knows the origin of the business. Nobody knows you can't get any history of this. But these people are still innocent until they are proven guilty. But as it stands, this is where we are now. The asset recovery team has hit the ground running to make sure that some of these people be able to answer. The gracious right initially when the thing started, the Supreme Court put out, and later on the ban was lifted, and they started to do the investigation. They have come back now with some indictment. You've been following that. I will play you some of the audios. You listen, talk about some of the properties, multiple properties, and our other folks who are still even ongoing investigation. The likes of John Yoboti, having money for a tax that he did not perform, and the daughter of Finabono, who also have come into the picture as well. And these are some of the things. We heard some of these things few months back, but in a short possible time to hear the kind of millions, can we sit back and just look at the process and say, we need an impartial investigation where the law takes its course, whoever found guilty must face the full weight of the law. If not, these people must be declared innocent, that they can have the day and really claim their right, that government will say, yes, these people are not guilty. So nobody see them tomorrow that these people were people who stole from government. But as it stands, these are allegations, and these people will have to face persecution. But are we going to politicize it other than looking at the process? Because if we're looking at it in terms of millions of United States dollars and Liberian dollars, come to think about some of the folks who were robbed, that drugs could not go to hospitals and other places, people who could not find a place to lie their heads because somebody decided to take what should have been there for the masses, and they took it only for themselves. So this is how we like to welcome you. You listen to Councillor Martin talking about exactly what is happening, where we are today. People that acquire properties while serving in government position, but yet there is no trace that yet you've been involved into this other business. This is where you started. You go to the bank, you can, but transactions were done with other folks' names that were brought in. Look, you do this, you did. And surprising to hear some of the names that have been used in the process, allegedly. It's sad and terrible for our country. Where do we go from here? Where do we start? You know, we always ask the question. And we have to start the issue. You know, somebody will say, why 9? But can we have a starting point? Because who knows, the next government might come, might want to go back to the days of former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and say, yeah, there's folks who served too, and there are things that were involved, there are properties they acquired today. We need to get a clear picture, the source or those sources, how they acquired this property. Were they legitimate? Who did it buy it from? Let's look, if you went to the bank, you took money, can we see your loan? What your bank transaction, your bank statement? What was the principal? How much interest in all of these things? But we see fleets of egos. Nobody can account for it. And sometimes they say, oh, you lead people, man, they'll forget about these things. But we want to fight corruption. Like you saw, the government of Liberia has already submitted the national budget to the national legislature, specifically at the lower house, in the tune of 1.2 billion. That's a projection. We all celebrating seeing that tune is a milestone for the first time, rather than just a blueprint. But in that, some of the integrated institutions today, the government stepped up the operational budget to have these places running, and that these people can be independent and efficient in their work. Like the GSC, they have to carry the money up. The IAA, the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, the FIA, all of these integrated institutions, they beef up the money because they want to see these people working and giving valuable and reliable information that lead to prosecution, proper investigation, that people go to face the full weight of the law for their actions while serving. And not just to say, you know, so we got to be timely, mindful in how we come about, how we talk about some of these things and how we engage. Do we need to put politics in almost just everything? Now, the asset recovery team, people felt that they just been sitting, but they said they've been working, they've been taking the time to do the investigation, and as it stands, it's time for prosecution for these people. We understand that the former protocol officer to the former president, Madam Bono, is not in Liberia. Her daughter also not here. How do we get them back to this country to face full? You know, we now just see something that we have indicted people that we can't have our hands on. We understand there are a couple of individuals who have already been arrested and been detained, waiting for the bail or trial. But on the overall, Liberians are talking about both home and abroad, fighting corruption. We are trying to invite investors to come to our country, to invest, to create jobs, and there are a whole lot. But when these people sit and watch our country and see that people do not answer for the stewardship, people are not here liable for position or decisions they take while serving. Who brings in the money to invest in a country where when you steal, you are protected by the few who you are marginalized, and you give them peanuts and they see you as the Messiah and heal you and protect you in the process and say, in the name of this solidarity and that, this, you know. Because so many people's actions affected you directly or indirectly. You may not know. But today you just want to go to defend them because you think, can we give the process, the space, the time, and the chance to perform? And we'll look at and call for an impartial investigation and prosecution into these matters. But I'd like to say welcome again to this edition of the Morning Ride. That you listen to Councillor Martin. So let's hear him again.
Kenya was also involved through our investigation. It was captured of moving billions, thousands of dollars Based on these findings,
And more than $700 million Liberian in less than 4 years. That is our responsibility to make sure that the playing field now becomes level. No one moving forward will do this and they will go on bondage. I can show the Liberian people and show the press that will do everything within our reach to make sure that the right thing is done. I want to inform the press through this medium that contracts awarded to MDMC should be cancelled. Contracts awarded to MDMC now should be cancelled because MDMC has now been indicted along with its CEO, and awarding that contract by this government will arm them sufficiently to fight back at our process that we are doing. You cannot be under criminal prosecution and benefit from government. No. The contracts, all contracts awarded to MDMC should be reconsidered and cancelled. On this note, I want to say thank you for coming. And our offices are open. Like I indicated, there are 2 indictments, one on money laundering and other financial crimes that have to include former Chief of Protocol, Republic of Liberia, the Rufina Bondo, her daughter Pamela Anita Jala, and 40 others have been indicted for the commission of the crime of money laundering, theft of property, misuse of office, and etc. The second indictment had to do with MDMC, by and through CEO John Ubuti, and former Deputy Minister, Acting Minister, and Minister of Foreign Affairs for the theft of $851,000 that cannot be accounted for the renovation of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. That same money is part of the Saudi money, the $200 million that was donated, $2.5 million that was donated to the government of Liberia. $500,000 was in rice. The last indictment was on the issue of rice, the Saudi rice, for which we indicted the former Minister of Foreign Affairs, the former Minister of former Minister of Internal Affairs, and others that were also caught in the misuse, mismanagement, misapplication, theft, and diverting that risk into the personal use. They are already being indicted for that. So as I speak to you, Aaron now has 3 cases before court, and we hope to commence our first case in this November term, and that is the rest case. We have to make sure that that amount that was stolen in rice, we need to recover that, because that can also be used for the National Disaster Management Agency that has the entitlement to that amount. We are all aware about the natural disasters that occur in our country. Disaster aid cannot come to the country and be managed by few officials of government.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. The chairman will catch his breath while we entertain few questions. Now we will have 2 sets of questions. The first 5, and after the chairman responds, we'll take the second 5 set of questions as he listens in detail there on information concerning the 2 indictments that were unsealed today. And as we speak, arrests are being made. The chairman mentioned that here is his statement to you. So you raise your hand, and 1 question per person. We take the first 5, chairman responds, and we'll take the second, and that is it.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. My name is Nathl Slanger. I report for Spoon Network. And I listened to you. I mentioned those who were arrested based on the indictment, but I didn't hear the name of the former Chief of Protocol Republic of Liberia and her daughter from the Anita Group of Companies and Anita Business Center. What's the update concerning their arrest? We hear information whether or not there is Interpol red alert or anything. Do you care to inform Liberians concerning that status as well?
Thank you, Daniel, and happy to see you. First time seeing you.
Pleasure.
like I indicated previously, there are 40 persons on our indictment. And one happens to be one Pompon, Edward Pompon, that we just arrested from the Ministry of Commerce. He worked with the Ministry of Commerce. So by that instant and that arrest, that means the indictment is received. So this is why I'm speaking to you. If there were no arrest, I would not have spoken to it, and the arrests have been made. So by now they are at large. By law, they are at large. And the appropriate legal thing to do, and that which has been given to us by law, is to apply all international restrictions and Interpol procedure to make sure that we bring them under the jurisdiction of the court. And as I speak to you, we also made application for travel ban, which we call NISA Republica. That will also be issued by the court, and they will be in Liberia until the prosecution is over. We will work on that, those technical details, and wheresoever they are, we ensure that they be turned over to the Republic of Liberia for prosecution. Rest assured that we have the international capability. Our partners, all in the United States and in the UK, are following, as we speak to you, they are following this press conference, and they are in full support, as well as the government of Liberia in full support of us, to ensure that this country fights corruption to the letter. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, so, Chairman, my name is Archie Sebok here, and I report for Blaze FM TV Radio. First of all, we appreciate you for the effort done so far. Like you said in your release, the Liberian people, there are many perceptions that the task force is just a mere bluff about just running after yellow taxi, as you mentioned. So, what measure is this institution instituting that to convince the conscience of Liberians that it's not just about mere attack on previous government officials? And are you also focusing on present government officials who have come to power in less than no time, also acquiring wealth?
Thank you. You know, in the past 6 months, criminal and financial investigations are not done in the twinkle of an eye. This is why, quote unquote, people are saying that asset recovery.
Clark Edwin Martin, he's the head of the asset recovery team, giving you a clear outline and what they have been able to investigate. Over the period of time, they investigated all of these things and now have come up with indictment. And now these people, we have that they even hire a private firm to conduct another investigation which proved that millions of dollars or thousands of dollars was spent for a job that was not. Imagine massacre, people using people to get involved into these things. Yes, some of you, knowing it or unknowing it, well, you know, you were being used in the process. You don't know. Oh yeah, go deposit, go let you credit it, go withdraw. You know, register SIM card in my name. Go and register this SIM card. We'll do mobile money transfer. We'll go through this process and to the next process. Some of you, because you know you're receiving $1 or $2 in the process, you don't know. But you have to make yourself available because of the commission of the crime, and you explain your part. But we also say in the government that the process should be transparent, that we go through these things and people do not see it as something that is politically motivated. But I think it is a time that we all see the need and say, yes, let's learn for people to answer for the stewardship, because this is not just with the past government, because there are folks in government currently that tomorrow they themselves, when investigations are done, and folks who are currently serving are held liable, must be able to answer for the stewardship. It is not just about asking why 9. Where do we start from? There will always be a starting point where we pick up from and where we deliver. For too long, we have tried on the issue of corruption. We just hear, we see people acquiring properties, money laundering. Nobody knows how people, you know, you turn so you see the other one, you turn so you see the other one, you know. You see dirty money introduced into our financial system. legally. You know, and all of these things, we are looking at these things. And you know, most often the final stage in the issue of money laundering is about the reintroduction into the legitimate economy. You get dirty money, but you put it into the economy, make it look so nice. And the fund appeared to be so legitimate that you properly, now they are telling us they could not trace some of the businesses, some of the folks, people who were hired, the assessment done. This is where we find ourselves. We thought to play this audio. Your candid opinion. You know, what's your own take? Are we getting there, or this is something that we just see as a measure and will not go anywhere? Or this is a political witch hunt getting our people, you know. But can we also say, can we allow these people to also defend themselves? To state to us here, I acquired this, I got this company, I got this company, I got this company. They're asking for the trades. The businesses, some of the, you know, we're talking about millions of United States dollars and millions of Liberian dollars. But folks, welcome. This is the morning ride. While you are there, you also have the chance to win for yourself 4,000 this morning. You know, you can play the radio entertainment cool cash giveaway. You dial *799 *11 #. You play multiple times. We'll be calling your number and you can win for yourself 4,000 Liberian dollars this morning on the Monday morning. So you dial *799 *11 #. 100 Liberian dollars or 70 cents US to play. Trust me, before I leave, we can call one or two persons, 4,000, 4,000, 4,000. At least you can walk away with something this morning. You know. But this is where we are today. And this is it. This is the morning ride. You know, the sheriff's in time and we're listening to Councilor Martin.
There are more faculties. But we will show you
as
that
a recovery active, as a recovery sitting down, so finally not doing anything. In criminal investigation and in financial crime investigation have to do with the movement of money, and which also relates to the proceeds of crime, money laundering, and other financial crime violation. They are processes. Even the acquisition and the gathering of evidence, they are processes. Because for me to take evidence on you, I'm going to do it through the due process of law. So, we cannot disclose to you where we are when it comes to current officials of government who, as you claim, have amassed wealth just in a short period of time. I want to let you know that all these pieces of evidence, when they come to us, we take our own time to evaluate and to see how best we can put them under the spotlight of investigation. As I said, no one is above the law. Here, no one is above the law. We go after you based upon the evidence that we have. If the evidence is sufficient enough, their capability to hold you, will go after you. But if there's no evidence to hold you, definitely will not go after you. But rest assured that nobody is above the law.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, my name is Frederick T. I report for ELBC. If ARC is successful in recovering these assets, how will you ensure that these assets are not stolen?
What we intend to do is we are working along with our partners in the government of Liberia. We want to establish, especially when it comes to the issue of the funding that we will recover. We make sure that we develop a system through which that they will not be recycled, and make sure that, because you know, all around the world, corruption proceeds are used for tangibles. Sometimes used to build schools, used to build hospitals, used to build roads, and you see that if you travel to Nigeria or Sierra Leone or Ghana, you see some of the projects to put on the proceeds from anti-corruption. So that's what we intend to initiate in Liberia. That they will not go back just for salary, no. We want to use it to build hospital as proceeds from anti-corruption.
Okay, I'm Gamin Lomo. I report for the News Public Trust. I'm concerned about the first indictment, that was June from the solid red, the solid rice. Mary brought part of that indictment, but we are not seeing her being like reporting to the court. Has she been dropped from the indictment? And secondly, does your asset recovery also statute of limitation, because you're talking about 20 years? You can investigate people who allegedly stole government properties, maybe like the past 20 years. Do you have statute of limitation on that?
The law provides that you are barred on the statute of limitation where there is notice. Whether issue has been brought to the notice of the state and the state did not act in keeping with law, you are barred by the statute of limitation. But where there is no notice, there is no information about that, and there's a theft that occurred through money laundering, and people acquire wealth, anything. And once that can be brought to our attention now, we will take that off, and if the statute of limitation is brought for in court as an affirmative defense, as lawyer we will challenge you in keeping with law.
So I want to ask about the Mary issue, whether she has been dropped from the case, because
there's no notice for me. I'm a lawyer. I speak on notice. There's no notice that has been served to the public that Mary Brewer has been dropped. If you have that notice, as any issue to me.
So, thank you, Chairman. My name is Weekie, and I report for the Heritage newspaper. I want to know your assets recovery or limitation. Are you also tracing assets abroad? Or what are some challenges? If you are tracing assets abroad, what are some challenges you face in recovering stolen assets that have been built or sold abroad?
Thank you. As I speak to you, we have made several gains on major identification and tracing of assets abroad. And because of this sensitive nature, we don't want to disclose to you where we are currently. But as I speak to you, that we have made several gains on that in several countries, and even into foreign banks. There was a series of identification as done here today, as we displaced to you, that there are even being fictitious companies established in foreign countries, West Africa and Africa and Europe, South America. And our partners are extremely working with us to make sure that those things are brought to light. Because for the mere fact that these people go and establish frontiers and move money through these channels, as well done. If you check out all the article incorporation, you did not see Madame Bono. You check out the business registration document, you did not see Madame Bono. But when you go into the corporate account, who's the authorized signature to move the money as Madame Bono? You see that criminal syndicate? All the article incorporation, you don't see them. But when you dive into the bank, where the proceeds of the crime is deposited, you see them. The identity, their photograph, their signature, and even copy of their passport on those documents. So we speak here today with bold evidence, unchallenged evidence. So I want to tell you that this is not only for Liberia, but we're going abroad as well. Thank you.
Yes, man.
Yeah, Chairman, my name is Sarkanyo, and I report for Cool. In your statement, you said that there were some cases that the task force didn't have sufficient evidence, so they had to drop those cases against those people that were indicted. Now that you are linking Finabono, do you have sufficient evidence? And secondly, what is the status of these properties that you have displayed? Are they being seized already?
No, we're not saying that we didn't have sufficient investigation. There were a series of people that came to our investigation on these two cases. But it depends on the role you play. If the evidence is not sufficient to hold you, we'll not hold you. Because we don't want to wish, as people say, wish on no. If the evidence is not sufficient and not cogent enough to hold you, no, we'll drop you. So the investigation process, not indictment process. Okay, you said what again?
The status of these properties that you display, are they being seized already?
They are still private, but we have identified them just to show to the public that these are the proceeds of the crime that we have identified. So we take the next step legally. And our next step will be visible soon.
We'll take 3 more. I'll go back to Damon.
Yes, sir. Damon again from Spoon Network. So I've listened to you keenly talk about you brought in a private firm to do appraisal in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs case. What we're interested in knowing is, you mentioned witch hunts on several occasions, and definitely people will bring that up. In terms of these investigations, which some part is forensic, have you had international or independent help in getting these forensic financial investigations done? And my second part of my question is, with this press conference slated just as the president arrived in the country, is it coincidental or intentional? Thank you.
I don't even know when the president will come, my brother. I don't work with the executive mansion, so on that question, I can't answer that because I'm far from the executive mansion. The only time I'm called upon to brief, they're not over there, but I don't know. I'm not a protocol officer to know when the president will arrive in. When it comes to the issue of forensic investigation through the aid of international friends, you were here the last time we came in with FTI consulting, and those are anti-fraud investigators based in the UK. They are specialized into fraud examination. They are also specialized into forensic money movement. They are specialized into money laundering. They can trace account, even if it's in the name of 2 days old baby or 3 months old baby, they can trace it. So we God being on our side, and they do this without any cash attachment. They are making their contribution to the country based upon the fact that the president is prepared and willing to fight corruption, and they have been in this business over 30 years. So they have volunteered the services to aid Liberia. And on that note, they came to Liberia and they provided us support. And as we speak to you, we are in touch with them by Zoom. And we also have another round engagement with them on another big tracing that we've done also outside in the international world. And that, in the shortest period of time, the Liberian people will be informed of that. Yeah.
I'm Domingo. I write for the Improviser newspaper. Honorable Chairman, I'm much more concerned. What new are you bringing? How can you assure Liberians that you are going to win 2, 3, or some of these cases? We will not be the same normal thing that after spending taxpayer money on all of these cases.
Ambassador Vassari, they are telling you all of the traces on how they have moved the money into farmland, into materials, into properties, and all of these things. So people must face the full weight of the law. But we'll go for our sponsor break this morning, Marie McGuy. The folks are there in Bonard's Farm, Painesville. You know, it's a herbal supplement, Liberia owned. Now you can go there. Some of you who suffering from some of these sicknesses. But I'd like to welcome all of you this morning. Welcome Mr. Zizabie, as usual, tuning in on this wonderful day. As usual, good morning to all of you folks. We'll go for our sponsor break. When we come back, we activate the lines. But welcome.
Yes, it's Marie Manga. Have you heard about the one and only Marie Manga herbal supplement? Marie Manga is a Liberian-made herbal supplement. It helps to boost the human immune system to fight against cancer, pressure, and many other sicknesses. Meanwhile, people that used to sell the Marie Manga herbal supplement in Bon, Nimba, and Lofa County has finally settled down in Moserado and its surrounding. The Marie Manga Hot Tea supplement is available now in the following office stations: Bona Farm, opposite Mankumba Benu Tissue Factory, King Johnson Road and Clay Street intersection towards OES Transport Building. Kakata, Mangibi County, Bassa Community around the radio station. Ganta City, Glelu Community around the People Street, YMCA Junction. Campley City, Nimba County, Broad Street, opposite Facebook, Vonjama City, Lofa County. Yes, it's Marie Manga. Marie Manga Hot Tea Supplement is a registered supplement with the Liberia Medicine and Health Product Regulatory Authority, LMHRA. For more information about the Marie Manga Hot Tea Supplement, contact us on the following numbers: 0888 85 6776, 0777 444 591, and 0775 4995 49. Yes, it's Marie Manga, Liberia own Herbert supplement. Yes, it's Marie Manga. Have you heard about the one and only Marie Manga Herbert supplement? Marie Manga is a Liberian-made Herbert supplement. It helps to boost the human immune system to fight against cancer, pressure, and many other sicknesses. Meanwhile, people that used to sell the Marie Manga Herbert supplement in Bon, Nimba, and Lofa County has finally settled down in Moserado and its surrounding. The Marie Manga Hot Tea supplement is available now in the following office stations: Bona Farm, opposite Mankumba Benu Tissue Factory, King Johnson Road and Clay Street intersection towards OES Transport Building. Kakata, Mangibi County, Bassa Community around the radio station, Ganta City, Glelu Community around the People Street, YMCA Junction, Campley City, Nimba County, Broad Street, opposite Facebook, Vonjama City, Lofa County. Yes, it's Marie Manga. Marie Manga Hot Tea Supplement is a registered supplement with the Liberia Medicine and Health Product Regulatory Authority, LMHRA. For more information about the Marie Manga Hot Tea Supplement, contact us on the following numbers: 0888 85 67 76, 0777 444 591, and 0775 4995 49. Yes, it's Marie Manga, Liberia own Herbert supplement.
In your sickness,
bring your businesses at the end to make sure you're sure that you bring these cases.
The difference that we bring here is that the executive will. We have an executive will, and once you have that, the asset what they acquire in variable banking accounts, we could do that. But today we have the opportunity to do it and to bring it to spotlight that we have indicted this man on X, Y, Z reason. So that is the issue. The indictment is there. Is now on CU. You will have the opportunity to see it, to read it, and to take up all the pieces of the content, the environment, the counts, also the role play by all the 40 persons, the role play by Noafina Bondo, the role play by Anita Pemela Chala, the role play by Masaku, the role play by Edward Pompon, and all the indictees rule are all spelled out in the indictment. And you also see the level of deposits and withdrawal by each individual in that indictment, through which the properties that we show to you today were acquired, just in 4 to 5 years.
Okay, we take one more question, and after that, we have to call it a day. Yes, thanks.
So, Chairman, I'm Yaka again from Heritage Newspaper. There are concerns of anti-corruption draft being politically motivated. How can you assure the public that this investigation or this indictment you are carrying to court, how can you show the public that you will safeguard it for politics or big aim? And lastly, before I leave, what messages are you sending to public servants, those that are in government or those that want to do contract with government, or what message are you sending to them when it comes to your objective to fight to retrieve government stolen properties?
The message here is that lunch time is over. Free lunch is over. No more free lunch. Our partner, the GAC, is already did at when it comes to how you call it, domestic debt. Free lunch is over. There were a lot of fake companies, and we bring that to your attention. There are a lot of fake companies that took government contract to build roads.
Call us now on 0775 919 919 0880 919 919. Let's hear from you. You do the talking. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome. Thank you as well. Let's talk to this caller. Good morning. Okay, 0775 919 919 0880 919 919. To this caller on the line. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
Let me just give you something and just for you over the last hour. The Weekie over there before I had to say now. So that everybody leave for there.
Will people not see this again and say this is something that is politically motivated, witch hunting and all of these things? We want to see people fight corruption, but yet we still put politics into it. It said that, you know, where do we start from? Is it the starting point now, or people want us to go back? Because the people, they say there are a lot of other investigations, but this is very key with the kind of multiple properties and some of the transactions. You can see no financial record and all of these things. So these people might answer.
We are not expecting the same. It is first time for the school because it's good to welcome Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's go to our callers. You live? Let me talk to this caller on the line. Good morning.
Good morning, Weekie Bro.
Yeah, good morning.
I am Pastor Command and I'm going to just go for all the canopy of the Unity Party Selection Bureau.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, you got food patrons. The motherfucker, you wake up every morning to buy all diluted information to the listening public. This is what Matthew Haraki said for the food ministry for LIBERIA. On the issue of the topic, I think corruption has retarded the progress of our blood for ever so long. For LIBERIA to be placed, the poorest country in the world is as a result of massive corruption or post leaders become a part of state action. So I'm serious of good things to see this government has started to take a move by the home by beginning to vote those who are elected as unsafe form. Like in Abono, you know, the people of our imagination to see somebody who says, there's over 3,000 acquiring properties across the country. And when you do your mathematical calculation, you'll hear now that the properties that are required far exceed the money should be made as political officers. So I think the average public guys, they are not up for their gain, and we Blackburn people are willing to work with them to ensure that those who are letting their form are.
Okay, thank you. Let's talk to other callers. You live.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Please go ahead.
The sheriff.
You're welcome.
Well, yeah, then now we have to go spend for the government money. Hey, man, I said, stop it at all. Or well, this is the one that we don't want to really have to say the president never. It's one good president, Baka. People that stole our money. I mean, I said something to you last week. I said, the people see me say, well, I need to go over the metro. Nobody came to shoot me. Now they meant to go give money. They have a big stuff there. That's what they say, go get our money. Let's get a continent. Now, I need to pay. You got to work with the city, man, I know it. But you got money. So, these people that will come, what I got to get it, and in fact, after the committee, then we'll come to justice for our money. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Let's talk to other callers. Good morning.
Good morning, information folks.
Yeah, go ahead.
Every developmental man of the country never has a secret in mind. We are ready to develop a country, a grassroots country, but never perfection. Out of it. I think they're scared. They're scared. And any other government that comes will lay after. It's not fair to take back. Whenever this spread is ready, and destroy every evil of the water when it comes to not the letter man. Let it be destroyed by this step. And every government and family can so much for it. May God bless this step. Thank you.
Thank you for being part of the conversation. Let's talk to other callers on the line. Okay. This call, let's go back. Let's talk to other callers on the line. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, please go ahead, sir.
It is Jones King, Natl calling from Japan Freeway. And we want to thank you for all to be on our call. Let me just start by saying the land concern who is the head of the RF has failed once again. I give a reason. Firstly, the court of competent jurisdiction is the one to convict those alleged people, but instead he branded those people as criminal. He's a lawyer. He branded them as criminal. When I go through the court process, even those assets, he spoke, he branded those as criminal assets. And let's see, that's so sad.
But that's why they said the following the protocol, because the investigation showed that these things were acquired criminally allegedly. So they've been forwarded, but he has not convicted them. No, the men were using a legal trade. That legal men, then you myself.
But Jones, you know for the world that this case has not been concluded yet. These are allegations on the people to be forwarded to court. The last action that was taken was through the court that arrested them. That the court they went through.
Yes, what I'm saying, there's my point. When you have grossly incompetent people playing into position, is where they spoil almost everything. He should have said and last it, but instead he has convicted those people in his court. And beat up those people are criminal. That's my point of argument. He should go back now press conference.
Well, but I see, Drew is facing the cosmetic part of this case, not the reality.
Yeah. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
You're welcome.
Oh, good morning. There is something you look like an appointment for Canada this morning. I explain what you were talking about at the beginning of what you is setting. We are listening to on Friday, and I just said a repeat. These people are getting indicted now for unity. They will have to go to court. But now you ask, where will you keep from? We are started already.
Yeah. Because if you listen to Councilor Martin, he even said there were some folks who were caught, there was no evidence against them, so they had to release them through the investigation.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. We are started. So we have to make this problem better. Then we want to this movie. It's look, can you get money? And one person getting up to 6.something million. Wow, why do we know how budget can't even go to $1 billion? These are the reasons. Now budget can't even go to $1 billion. Well, one body didn't need 100 million, 300 million. And that one not doing the budget. We need to think about this country. We need to do this part of business and have law for country. Our friends are moving power. They don't get here and everything politics. Let's not stand and love this country. Like what a father we have.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for this one.
Thank you.
And if Jones, let me take Mr. Stanley Yuma. Okay, Mr. Stanley Yuma is off the line. But if Jones can follow clearly these things, the indictment against these people is one thing that he has not read, and it's always good that we read these documents that the indictment rate to arrest these people came from the court. So
if you listen to Councilor Martin, even that some of the folks currently are that being reported that they're beyond bars at the Memorial Central Prison.
And we should not look at the cosmetic aspect of this thing because it all on my investigation.
Yes.
Ambassador, first and foremost, to see that LIBERIA project can be $1 billion. Let me talk to Mr. Stanley Yuma. Good morning, sir. Yeah, good morning, sir.
I'm excited with the topic today. And one of your callers who just left the line, he one of those that is being indicted. He used a fake name. His name is on that indictee list. But you see,
who's that, Mr. Yuma? Who's that?
They call him Barry, somewhere Barry. But he used a fake name just now. He said he called from the Belly Freeway.
Okay.
They vote very well. They're one of those that live with in Abondo.
We hope that you are making an allegation to right on this platform, because we are very mindful as to what to allege on people.
I'm 100% sure he
Okay.
was there and he used a fake name.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, okay. When you trace the history of the former chief of protocol, she didn't value over $1,000 before getting into government. I know very well when she was selling cocoa. She used to do some contract with FDA to procure. In a relatively short period of time, she was going to become millionaires. Now, the asset recovery team indicted her. Instead of these people supporting the idea that she can go to court and vindicate herself, they are just supporting her action. Liberians are just full of it. Sometimes I want to agree with Ambassador Brooke that look, he wants to get water this stuff. Somebody that you.
It's in your head.
He said, yeah, and Pierre Lumumba can say, yeah, he's a thief, but he's our thief. So are we going to glorify these people instead of pushing for the legal process to have its course? Then we get back in the kind of thing. One day I'll get John with everybody, go walk out of this country here, man. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Yuma, thank you for your contribution this morning.
I love that. This is the troubling part of it, and we want Liberians to actually follow this thing, to see that and hear. About the kind of millions of dollars that we are in short period of time, and the kind of properties that we have seen or heard, and some of the business people that we thought that being doing the kind of a business, being covering off for people.
And you listen to the conversation, this one, even using farms.
Yeah, but when you turn around, there's not here, the man bought their pay, the man got it other place, the man got it other place. These people are not guilty, but are we concerned that these things will follow it to the letter to make sure that we retrieve some of these things if it is true that they acquire it illegally, or we just want to politically shield these people? Madam Bono is not even in the country right now.
Sure.
Now, but it will take you by surprise. I'm not predicting, but I know it will take you by surprise if she decides to come out of Liberia. You will see buses. You will see people go to the airport to go to receive her.
Yeah, they use a human
They will not be concerned about, let's give the woman the legal or the moral support in terms of clearing her name. That she acquired this property legally, but you will see the political side of it, like you said, the cosmetic part of it. Because that's why we look at, to look at the process and see how it played, what is going to be transparent. And impartial investigation, that these things will not be politically motivated, but we will start to prejudice the investigation. We'll preempt. We know the outcome before the investigation starts.
Sure.
It's terrible for our country.
And these people are pointing to facts. They are bringing documents.
They have their facts in their possession now.
They say
those who've been accused are the ones who are supposed to go now and disprove it. That look, all of these things I've acquired, I acquired it through the legal means.
Allegedly.
But and when you leave it and you start talking about something different, but we'll watch the process. Good morning.
And good morning. Go ahead.
You work.
Josiah.
Thank you for this new revelation. Josiah Smoke from the Command of Peace Island. I want to go 540. Weekie, you guys said something. Like I always say, this is a country where on planet Earth we still want justice.
Yeah. I don't know. We always want justice, but when the justice come in, we say it before
we want it.
Very good. When the justice try to take it for us, I don't come the same way from. But there's a country, we never sleep on jailbreak. We see the people at Miami, the people at Paris. And it can't be this way. But I said, but why should I get the country down? Because nothing was done before, so it should not be done now. Look at the release on the answer recovery team. The press conference. Telling you, this is how far we are going.
And don't forget, the Supreme Court put a stay order on the poor function for almost 6 months. When they left her here, the people continued with the investigation.
And while they were down, they were working.
They were working.
They were 9 months.
Right?
And then this very Edwin Claremonte was a part of the past government. He served as the chairman of the LCC.
Sure.
He gave over 100 investigative findings to the then Minister of Justice, Frank Musadin.
While serving in that position, imagine. past and current officials of government were indicted.
Yeah.
That's what the former president said. Why did he give me the lazy? Why did you follow the lazy to the Johnson minister?
Yeah. They told other people to speak for 5 minutes, made to speak for 1 hour 39 minutes.
So now when they're doing these things, or unveiling those things, they are not saying you're guilty. Be indicted, not you're guilty. You are going to come out to answer to your questions as to how you got these things, come and give a clarity, come and give a document, come and give a appeal, come and give all those things. Are investigations. We should work on these things. But people don't see wait on. What you call wait on? They are former Frank President. He got a chair of buy of corruption. Right? Tell me that I'm a prosecutor, one of their former ministers official. But we can come for those things. We really have a clap. When they do, they have the same question.
Okay.
They drop.
Thank you this morning. Thank you for being part of the conversation. Let me talk to other callers on the line. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Weekie. Good morning to Natl. I'm not sure I'm calling from Argentina in the morning. Let me say good morning to that grateful and say thank you to President Weekie and Councillor Natl Martin for the work done so far. You know, every well-meaning Liberians who refer to themselves as the patriotic citizen and claim to love this country, when it comes to corruption accusation against an individual, no matter who that individual is, every patriotic citizen will be very happy that that individual will go before a court of competent jurisdiction to clear his or her name for whatever allegation the government will bring against him. Because the issue of corruption should be everybody's fight. How will you come now when someone go and corrupt public funds and you come in defense of them and say, no, the government trying to wish on the president? Because what the president said, it's not a wish try, they can win. If you innocent, they will not want you. But there's an opportunity that you want to every individual that is accused. The law of our country says a man is presumed innocent until proven guilty in a competent court of jurisdiction. So there's no need for anyone to cry wolf. If you look at the lifestyle of the former chief of protocol Georgia, including herself, the question is, let's take into consideration that let's play the blind eye and say she's innocent. But the question is, the salary she was earning, in a political earning, can it develop the lavish of property that she get all over? Can her salary give her over 93 pieces of those vehicles that she was using in the street? The worst of all, look at Minister Sonkin and Doyle, and Minister Donkin Sawyer. You are a deputy minister of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs already. Then you're the same person again who goes to win government contract and go subcontract it to another person, but the person will go about to win it. After they investigated the entirety, they come to figure out that 80% of the resources intended for that project was being performed by you and this individual. They see individuals who get MBNC, or construction company that got contract against the government. They see Masako Mania too, the same men who go. So all of them is government, all of them individual people in the public space.
Yeah, John Yobodi. I think he was. Or what did he say there about he was the treasurer of the CDC.
Yeah, that was in the same sample they tell me around last year. They funded other names that are on the list. I heard that the other men work at the Ministry of Commerce also, or some work at the Ministry of Education. I want to use the occasion in my capacity as the director for community service to call on the president to make sure that all those who are civil and their needs are part of that thing immediately for them to be made negotiating and go.
But that's why they say 40. So the list is so long. But I don't know how much one person needs to live in this country.
And the issue is that these people, they be alleged of depriving government. Imagine, Ambassador, am I hearing that this government proposed budget has reached more than $1 billion? So it means that we could reach billion more than 15, 20 years ago, but because these monies were being siphoned, were being diverted.
And we hope to, because that's what we're going to talk in our second talking, but we hope to, this is not something for bluff.
Yeah.
That you just put figure down, that everybody start clapping because we saw it with the 800 million.
800 million. First time. They said it's
weeks to celebrate, but we did not realize it. So the projection, we hope that all of the conceptions and whatsoever the places are places that are realistic that we can generate the money from. But let's talk to. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
Weekie Broken Books.
Yes, sir.
I didn't go in for nothing.
You like?
Go ahead.
And you are on the fact. So I want to continue. I must congratulate you.
Sure.
Not thinking, not knowledge. I understand that don't like people who want to straighten issues. I just got that. So there is no issue. Even if somebody says that Europe is something, yes, you must fund witchcraft. Because when development is cooking, you can deliver the rest of Africa and the mother of Africa. Same they do for the temple. Then we will become a back nation in every situation. So thank you for the topic, and I want to encourage you, and if you continue.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And you see, my lover, look at, we run into countries to help us. But these countries are taking measures and disciplining leaders who serve in a position, you know, their capacity that have some missteps. They're punishing them for it. Look at France. The other day, the president was in Paris.
Yeah.
We were there talking. Nicolas Sarkozy gone to jail because he got money for the election in 2007 from the late Mohammed Gaddafi. Today, he's facing the full weight of the action.
Yes.
Nobody cares about that. They say, oh yeah, the former. Look at you talk about Pakistan. What we say that we're waiting for rights and all of these things. The former prime minister.
They're holding the people accountable.
Imran Khan, the former prime minister, he's been sentenced to 14 years in prison for corruption charges related to gifts while he was serving as prime minister. Yeah. You talk about Matata Ponyo of the Democratic Republic of Congo, the former prime minister, was recently sentenced to hard labor for corruption charges. You talk about Pedro Matievski from Peru, the former Peruvian president. Now he's under investigation for corruption charges related to some scary deeds. Yeah. Aung San Suu Kyi for Myanmar.
Yeah.
The deposed civilian leader. He had been sentenced to multiple jail terms for a series of corruption cases by a military rule court. Yeah. You talk about Mohamed Abdul Adal Azizi from Mauritania, the former president, was in prison in 2021 on corruption charges, along with several former prime ministers and cabinet members for his administration. But while we were not trying to do some of these things, do we just sit and assume and preempt that this thing is politically motivated? Because if you look at and see how other people were being deprived, hospitals ran out of drugs because somebody think that you need to have properties all over. Kids could not sit. Kids could not sit on a proper desk to acquire education because somebody thinks that they need to have their housing unit all in tight. There are a lot of things that we need to address in this country.
A lot. Look at today, we're still having our folks leaving the country, going to seek medical attention, and we'll be saying it over and over. Imagine since the former president Ellen Johnson days. Imagine look at that period. So I mean that within 10 years or 20 years, we cannot solve a problem. To say the problem is being solved.
So just imagine since after the Civil War, let's be frank and look. Let's point to one person who say, yeah, the person was being held for the crime the person committed while serving. Today, you go to the prison facilities across Liberia, that they're armed robbery, and rape.
The whole people are accountable for actions.
Somebody, they are not even being tried. Pre-trial detainees all over the place. But we're talking about people who siphon state funds, allegedly. For us to be more concerned, say, letting people go and answer for the stewardship. We will take politics and put it over. We say we're in solidarity. There's nothing about coming to Liberia. If you say you got love for this woman, you should be able to give her the legal and moral support. That it has to do with her name.
Sure.
Let her go and that. We supported people who were being sanctioned in this country. Today, we made them senators, we made them other leaders, but yet they find it difficult to navigate their way around to achieve some things because of the sanctions that are placed on them. We were only looking at the political side, but we were not even standing by and saying, look, we think that person can fight and clear his or her name.
Sure.
Which will be better for you that the society and history don't judge you that you were guilty. You fought it and you clear your name, you are being off the sanction list. But we leave all of those things. You just talk about politics. You'll be surprised if people printing t-shirts and rescue model the world working hard. It will not be taken into consideration how people allegedly been denied of what was being stolen away from them.
More people they even give a blanket statement. They are pointing to time. They are spending to specific issues. They are pointing to transactions. So why are you not concerned? Ma, they say, on so date, so time, you should have a bank, you did this one. Please go and see what that should allow.
Just imagine.
Yeah.
Some of the transactions got no history.
Sure.
Eh? Some of the businesses, nobody know where it starts from.
I'll be sincere here, man. Divert government money to this. And if you read a report, this report is detailed. They point to, and they are even names, bank transaction account numbers to also took those monies.
You hear Masako name all into A. They were used to sell motorbike, reportedly in the investigation.
But we saw fleet of motorbike in the country. Where it came from? Eh?
When we tell you about money laundering, they put illegal money and place it into some goods to make it look legal.
Because it's a clean money.
Yeah.
You see, are we not concerned? What kind of country will be here? With all the region we got, we see the poorest around the world.
Good morning.
The two ambassadors.
You're welcome.
This is Joseph Kamba, and I'm from my comfortable residential number 6 most other country. It's a pleasure to know you guys this morning. And I really appreciate you guys this morning for being very factual and playing all the respect for our public listening as well. You know, if you are a witch, you'll be haunted. If we are a wizard, you'll also be haunted. You know, what we see, let me appreciate the government under the power shape of its.
I think we should be more concerned as the water government is sincere in fighting this thing here.
Yes.
Other than just doing the political side of it. You know, what comes back to the public? What's the return for people who acquire illegal properties? I mean, people deserve to have it too.
You know, Weekie, we will be here again when people got on the board and say they're protecting their rescue model as well. You will see it. You will not be surprising to us. You know that when we heal people who steal from us, we heal people and celebrate and back people who steal our benefits for the entire country and for their lives. Can you imagine? It's about huge amount that was just called by the councilor.
800 and some more $1 million,
Yeah.
600 plus million United States dollar. In that short period of time,
Somebody having a brother close to $1 billion. Can you imagine that?
We don't want to see people live and proof. How do they acquire the funding? We want to know.
Someone who was a global seller, never. Someone who is a restaurant.
nobody's saying that she can acquire these properties. But can she go to prove it? That's just simple.
So we'll ask that the government be transparent, the Supreme Court be very transparent and very.
That's why we need to ask that the process be like that. Other than preempting or prejudice the investigation. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
You're welcome.
After the committee, I'm so happy it's going. But the matter of fact is that it should be done in the gospel way. You shouldn't sit there to say, oh, the school should move for if I will start running the other school. This present government and the past government should be audited. And one thing they are doing is very far for the Liberian people. Because people spend our own money here and they all use us. They take us to be their slave. So the other thing is I'm very happy at this. I will tell the president thank you. Because the person that we are very content is which when you work, anywhere you go in the hole, you're trying to work out with part behind you. So I tell them somewhere. Thank you.
Thank you as well. Let's talk to this caller. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Sekou Governor is into committee. Member of Unity Party Intellectual Bureau. Thank you this morning. We always listen to you, although we can't call every time, but all the show we found everything. Thank you for this morning, for your independence and also the discussion. Having said that, let me say this to asset recovery. You know, in Liberia, after the former President Baka in power, he nominated several people. He set up a committee which was headed by Kamati. But after when they go beyond Goshen, all the other assets there, they don't tell them to go to they don't want to do it properly. So the people will go and do it, they will do it. So when the people came, so after more than a year, Everyone will say that even I will support the government, I will say that they are saying government is going to be dead. I did not come out, right? But when the people come on again, when they see, when the people come on and see they want to take for it, then people on the way to say that which one? Look at, for what's it? You like, look at how much you will earn a month. Your money now eating in a year, now will be 1 million a year. But today, look at the what they won't have. And let's say the total of the 6 million plus 800 million Liberian dollars. 6 million US, the property she got. She put in your son brownie and that, then someone better. But you are going to 90% Baka support them. When they see our country, when they take it from them, but don't pull that they are very wasted that the president is 2018. Look how many persons the Baka now find in the government for corruption. How many of them? Since they're bad there, they will not have been more to do that. But today the president is someone say no people they say no. Even if President Baka no want to for any, now President Baka business, President Baka no want inherit project for President Eddie. Because the men that inherited project for Eddie, the men that interrelated, because I only rule and rule can be interrelated. Because if I can see, rule can be my friend, they can't even be my brother. But if you say you're interrelated firm, take a responsibility.
Okay, thank you. Let's talk to other callers. Good morning. Yeah, let's hear you.
Good morning.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
This morning, my brother, I have a dream last day, and that is something to it. The team they were something to it one day today when he went to the DJ, he comes in there, whatever it's looking after. So I want for the government to be out on our team.
Amen. That one, I didn't talk in you had to in something to the same thing. I borrowed the same as him. What I want. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is
oh my God.
I do call from Jogotan. Thank you for your talking point. Actually, we don't need to use rocket scientists to indicate that this after recovery is a complete wish point. I can say for free today, after recovery.
Why do you think it's a wish hunt? What are some of the things you can point to?
Okay, this. Because I don't have much time, I don't want to do all of the records of the village party.
Yeah, when you talk it, they went to you always say wish hunt. What made you say wish hunt? Go ahead.
Village party as a political party, they fall in the act of wish hunting. And both when you check in the after recovery team, far majority of the members in that team, they are all Unity Party team. Let me be clear with you.
You have seen the membership card before. You saw them with the Unity Party membership card.
Come again?
Have you seen them with a Unity Party membership card because you are legend and most of them there for the Unity Party? Have you seen them with that card that to show that they're a member of the party?
Let me tell you this. People don't have to come to me with membership card.
Oh, you just sit down and you assume.
Wait now, let me tell you, they say action speaks louder than words. So are you trying to tell me that the card that resigned from the after recovery thing and resigned massive quality? What people used to refer to as a rescue grapple. So you tell me that he was not affiliated by the thing?
The ones that resigned? So when Eddie Clark Martin was serving at LCC boss under the former government, was he a Unity Party member? No, I'm asking you a question. When Eddie Clark Martin served at LCC boss, was he a Unity Party?
No, sir. CDC.
Yeah, on CDC or LCC.
Yeah.
On CDC.
Brother, let me tell you something. That's why we see CDC government was a very good government. So many people will in their government.
Hey, my man.
Yeah, man. Let's talk to this caller. Good morning.
Hey, man, by the time they still want something from you, you won't go to Kodo. You won't go to
Good morning.
So this is the oracle. And I say about the National Youth Chair or the Library, John Line. So I think it's welcoming. Sometimes the reason why Liberia gets the way it is because
yeah.
the country's own interest.
When a man see a popular dollar or some pig over the food, the way you start beating them. His wife going in the market, she also buys on him. She didn't give it to him. He will get issue with her. He will call from the meeting.
So no one is guilty of the proving by the court.
But nobody want to accept the fact.
We get agree that they have been said. The individual can turn herself over to go to the court. You can exonerate yourself if you provide evidence to prove that you are innocent. But the issue of people wanting to share people when they are being caught in corruption, only because we were getting peanuts for them. Because most of the money for the Singaporeans were getting people was not to pay.
But the arguments of the men raising that the people are united parties can even free Finnabono or put we allege on this crime. They're not helping them.
In fact of that, let me say something here on this platform. Most of the folks don't even know, because that's why we keep telling them, you don't prejudice the indictment or the investigation. Let the people go to court. Guess what? The only surviving founding member of the United Party, his daughter, Councillor Peter Bono Jala, only child. That's Councillor Jala's daughter over there, or knee into that.
So you bring in party pain and
you talking?
But you bring in party pain, what happened?
So this is the government. And his daughter being indicted? Yes. Why you think the Omer is sitting and not talking?
He's a lawyer.
You will sit there and just watch. But you know, sometimes the way because you don't know the information,
they don't help. They don't help the people. When you have an incident on the road, the people that will come and be talking this thing, they will not even help the people to go to the police station.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Ambassador Weekie Brooks.
Please go ahead.
Thank you. And good morning to Ambassador Fa as well. Good morning to the Liberian people. Look, Weekie, there's the voice of Samuel Sakara Johnson. I speak to you for things with this morning. Look, Weekie, many times when we listen to our brothers saying that the fight against corruption is a quote-unquote political whistle, it baffles some of us. And Weekie, these are the very people that call on the radio every day that there is no development.
But at the same point, can indict us.
Yeah, the road is bad. No medication in the hospital, no water, no electricity. When you have one or two persons who steal millions of dollars, where millions of Liberians are to benefit, but they're keeping that money into their account, and today you call on radio to protect these very individuals. Today you have people like Samuel Tue, who said today he was covered under Georgia on a presidential immunity. But again we asked them, Samuka on Mr. Wea, on Malasadi was covered under presidential immunity, but the CDC prosecuted him. And even denied the man of the senatorial seat. No, but after it was never a political whistle. Just to conclude with it, they found the matter reasons why many of us for Mr. Wea for the last 6 years was on the basis of corruption. And today, we call on the United Party, we call on the Rescue Mission to take this issue of corruption as a major fight, and that the people money must be restituted. Nobody is going to sabotage the judiciary, the justice system of our country. If people stole, they must be able to account for their money. If the CDC feel that this is a political question, the best thing they can do for this individual is to hire legal counsel and lawyers to go and represent this individual. That's the best thing you can do for these people. And not Rumi and Rasa is a political question at CDC, it will not help them. And we can say to you, these people will be prosecuted, and if they are found guilty, they will restitute and bring people money. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you. Let's talk to this caller on the line. Good morning. Yeah, let's hear you. No, you got to be audible, please. Okay, go ahead. No, you're not on a very good line. Let's talk to other callers. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. My people in studio there.
Good morning.
Morning. I'm Joseph F. Kiliman, aka President JMB, and I call you from 32nd Best this morning. Thank you for the topic you're discussing this morning. You know, when it comes to corruption in this country, as long as you belong to the political party, if you are found in corruption, you should not be prosecuted. To do justice is not about selection. Whosoever that do wrong thing and you know that you are part of it, go to jail. And apart from that, nobody has been guilty. That indictment is brought against you. The devil you see the one. You go prove yourself. If you not see there, you go home. If you see there, you go in jail. Other people not do nothing, they lay down something. Some people stealing millions of dollars. How many years Honorable Bulo working, government people to inherit that kind of money? We're hearing on radio this morning. So that people go and get all the clear definition where they carry our money, man. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. You see, my God, this is the problem we have in this country. Until we can finally see this thing and understand that, look, even if you care for somebody, you know, you should be more concerned about how you stand by this person, how you fight with this person,
sure,
to get a name clear up, other than just seeing it from the political side. Because these people are attached to political institutions, so we cannot just always just look at it just from the political angle. They are telling you, investigations show, allegedly that these properties that were acquired, these transactions were never done legally. These people acquired these things. You don't even know to what extent you are even denied. Some of you today, you complaining, you went to the hospital, they said no drugs. You went there, no power supply. But as for what somebody funds intended or diverted, some of you today, you cannot even use a private transportation. You want to use public buses and other things to go to places, but you couldn't see it. But we see people with fleets of vehicles, and they're running their private businesses. Who account? How did these things get to Liberia? How did they acquire all of these things? Good morning.
Good morning, my brother. Good morning, sir.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much for the topic under discussion. You know, brother, all these things are happening because these people that are supporting this idea, that is their plan, that they should continue, this situation should continue going on in this country, so that whenever they got the opportunity to go have a job, they must do the same thing. So they know it very well that when these things is brought to justice and people realize that these things are wrong, many Liberians are not condemning people. For majority of Liberians, they are not qualified to work in government. But they use this opportunity to steal the government resources, the nation resources. So whenever this type of thing comes in, you see people supporting it, that they will not take them to court, witch hunting, this and that. Because they too, they want to go there and do the same thing. And we cannot continue to build our country on this type of life. Let everybody work for your own, share for your own. That's why they say everybody go to school and learn, do the right thing. You know, today in Liberia, you know the level that we are in right now. Every day people crying on the radio, nothing in this country, the country is not developed. How the country will be developed? If one individual took you amount money like this that belong to the country and go kept it in their own to be using it, then they telling you that the country is not developed, how the country will be developed? So these people, they need to go and access charges. If it's your money, you carry it. If it's not your money, you bring it back, let it put it in the government, track it, let the country be developed.
And we're not just taking the things for them when they are found guilty. They will also go to jail, yeah. We'll take the property.
It's a criminal act. And all their belongings, all the property they have, during those periods that they build, let the government take it from them.
How can you be doing business, no trace or any transaction? Good morning.
Yeah, how are you doing, sir?
You're welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, it's not easy to get on your platform. Very interesting platform. I'm Thomas Kenema from the FPFL.
You're welcome.
Yeah, the thing that came going on is one of the things that the people were not able to pay the wire fee where they promised. Because one person just will go and take the money in jail on their own. just for their family. The Philadelphia in question was just a co-seller on the party and for that. Even the last edition, no. But they just want to hard story of this woman. The last edition know the woman position. What she was doing on the party and for that. Sure, just a co-seller there. After she just become rich over there and then they're looking at her, they're arguing because they were getting packaging for her. I think the truth is that there's nothing to go for investigation. Say a lot of me just a record, take everything and what they call.
No, she has a right to that. She has a right to a lawyer and whatsoever. The indictment is there. Though they issue an arrest warrant for her, but this is the process right now.
Yeah, but like just about one of your father was saying, her wife, her network will never reach to even $500 at the time. How comes $7.7 million for more than 700 million LD? No. The rest of zero.
Okay, thank you. So if you look at it, and like my colleague was saying, criminal after the investigation from the asset recovery team, it was criminal proceed.
Yeah.
That issue an arrest order and search warrant for former deputy minister and chief of protocol Fina Bono and several other associates after a government investigation into alleged illicit enrichment and suspicious real estate transactions. So and the warrant upon her return. So the arrest warrant is there. So when the poor gold will be on the airport or wherever way she will pass, whether she decides to come back to Liberia, she will be arrested upon her arrival. So the arrest warrant was authorized by George Osman F. Fiake on November 5. It followed a grand jury indictment based on funding from the Asset Recovery and Property Retrieval Task Force. The prosecutor alleged that Fina Bono and her daughter Anita Camelia Jala, Chief Executive Officer of Anita Group of Companies, and Gracious Rai, the manager, Francis T. Lamo, played central role in acquiring properties and business assets believed to have been financed through public corruption. That's what the post said. So there's more than 24 individuals connected to the Anita Group network and related business entities were also named in the indictment. The charges include money laundering, theft of property, misuse of public funds, criminal conspiracy, forgery, and criminal facilitation. So the court now has directed that all law enforcement officers to arrest the living bodies of the accused and produce them before criminal proceed to answer charges. So that the court now, not asset recovery, because when you follow this thing, you take your time.
But the folks are telling you that
they follow the process.
They follow a process. That's what they say. They're indicting these people based upon the evidence they have. And the court they use.
Yes.
And the court will carry on a comprehensive investigation against these folks. You see? And they are saying that the action of these people affected the nation.
Yeah.
They're not pleading for themselves.
And Friday, 3 defendants, Manasoya, Edmond Pompon, Sir S. Johnson, they were arrested and committed to the Morris Senior Prison. Whether they've been released on bail or what, but these are folks who already now, they are in government already, have them in the care. Whole day we're talking about fighting corruption, but every time you go to fight corruption, people say, oh,
where was that from?
Good morning.
Yeah, I don't even know what to do. I have to really start it. So all this stuff, I'm going to go. This is Anthony calling from the rehab.
You're welcome, Anthony.
Yeah, I don't know what are the other public team are they doing the right thing? Or they're trying to impress the Liberian people that this thing happened? Because if you want to do the right thing, you have to be more holistic. Because what I've observed and listening to you this morning, or from yesterday, I listened to the other recovery post, the meaning of things, people investing the money, putting into their farms and all the kinds of things. So I hope we have official evidence that these people should not be the outside attack.
Yeah, but that's why the court have already charged these people and have issued arrest warrant for them. So when they take these people to court and they cannot prove anything, because let's try the system, let's see how it works. Because if the people go there, then if these people are not guilty, then they will decide as to whether they will sue the asset recovery thing or sue government for damaging the character.
Yeah.
And that. So we got to look at this thing and not just sit down and assume or prejudice the entire investigation. Because they say they got the facts and the people will have to go and defend themselves. Let's give these people the right that they can stand with a lawyer to defend themselves on this allegation against them.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's only the court determines whether the people are guilty or not, or the process leading to the indictment was done legally or it was politically motivated. So we got to look at all of these things. Let us not jump to conclusion. Let us not make, because sometimes we cry for investigation, but at times the alleged criminal, we ourselves can shield them because of the way we go to protect them in the name that they're from the same party, you're from the same tribe, you're from the same religion, you're from the same region, and all interrelated, all these kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
So we you know, the fight against corruption is not play fight. Other countries are fighting it not based on status in life. They looking at you because you former president, you former minister, you former director, so you think that they can shield you in the process. These people are fighting these things holistically and getting the necessary results out of it. Yeah. 0775 919 919 0880 919 919 are the numbers you can call us on to be part of the conversation. You know, millions of dollars getting missing in thin air. One person get property on the side, you get property on the other side, you get farm on the other side, you get farm on the other side. You who now? Please tell how you got these things. Simple. Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, Weekie, Brooks, and good morning to Natl.
Good morning.
Okay, this is Patrick, according for my show, really pleasure.
You're welcome, Chief.
Okay, firstly, I want to encourage and I'm impressed about the topic this morning, that it is realistic that we all go through the process. One only issue at times, sometimes, is that I really like, I'm an investigator, so I don't just speak to one issue because the way people present it. Sometimes I always say, and I quote, that sometimes when you release some of the investigation outside of our country, some of that investigation take place, they don't indict people, they remain in court and tell people say are guilty, and you have to do so and so process. So I hope and I'm praying that those indictments that RS is taking charge of all LACC, we ask them at least those cases don't start to win them in the court. Because if any of them high profile case go to the court and we lost and the government lost it, it clearly indicates that the investigation, the screening process are an issue. So I'm very glad.
But there are two things when you go to court. Either the person is guilty or the person is acquitted. So we cannot just fix our mind that these people, because they've been indicted by all courts, so we see them as people when we go to trial, then they should be convicted. No, let the process go and let the people be able to vindicate themselves. Then let's be able to say,
sure.
Let's give we should be calling for impartial investigation and avoid a political interference into this matter, and let the people, these indictments, let them face that tomorrow we will not just see them in the street and refer to them as criminal, but their rights will be restored, and they will decide that, look, you put all through this kind of a hard time, so we're suing government for this thing. Let us not just fix our mind or convict our mind that these people, because we're charging them, so we will make all means possible that they be guilty.
Yeah, but you are right. What you saying is right. But most of the time, you can take almost 2-3 years to do a particular case or investigation. Then at the end of the day, when you reach to that place, then the court start to throw the cases outside. Then you get fat.
That's true. No, that's true because it requires finances as well. That's true.
Yeah. So we do a lot with our list. I'm not like one of those cases, high-profile cases, when people start losing it. 10 people will start putting the same order, but once you start losing those cases, it becomes a problem for us. So the investigator now is still within the country, and always the evidence that the government is not supporting the process.
Okay, thank you. Let me talk to this caller on the line. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Ambassador Weekie and Mr. Brooks.
Good morning. Go ahead.
As if I can recall, back in 1980, those 13 men that were put on the polls were killed because of corruption. And unfortunately, up to today, we are still battling this vampire called corruption. And access recovery is of every technical area, and we need foreign experts, forensic investigators, because if you indict someone, you must be on 100% in the clear that these evidence are sent to court and is ready to be a guilty verdict, or else there will just be waste of resources. And I hope government is also allocating funds for these investigators to be able to do the job properly, because fighting corruption is just like fighting terrorism. Fighting corruption is just like fighting drug abuse, drugs in the system, like getting drugs. So it should be a priority for our government. This is nothing for like waste fund. But if you see that.
Thank you. Let me talk to other caller. Good morning.
Okay.
You want a radio?
Oh, okay.
Well, you have no phone on the radio. I'm calling people. Yeah. So, folks, well, that's how we're going to leave it on that first talking point this morning. And we look at the asset recovery team to make sure that they get matter handled properly. But we are of the conviction that they will do a piece of job, that Liberians will be certified and not just chasing these people, like he said, Councilor Martin said. This thing is not about running beyond taxes, running beyond properties, but it's about how these things are acquired, that we get to the bottom line of it. And these are not just only the people, not because you feel the name associated with the past government or the kind of person, but there are a whole lot of groups, a whole lot of names.
If I let me say something, most of the folks who are surrounding people, some of them may more often are the ones who get different information about these very people. They're closer to them. But when they tell me around it, they will tell you, oh yeah, I know the person get property here. I know they play here. And that's not the investigation can start. For instance, what we face today with the former president going to Rabat, who there? Are we there to know what is happening there? When the people there taking the picture saying the oil recording so they can even export here for people they support.
That's why, I don't know what impression, because you hear back home there was this rumor that the former president reported that people say, oh, the man died. The man are going to do kidney transplant. The man the president now, the former president now, well, so he went to this event. It was good seeing the former president, but guess what now? The video that was put out, that was the raw video. That video was not meant because wanted to impress, so they just went. That thing as something after it is done, it is properly edited.
When they were cooking food, you don't put a raw flesh onto the people.
Because if you watch the entire process, the media event over there, it was something they just do the interview so they can do the editing.
Yes.
Set it up properly before even coming up. But if you look at the entire scene, how the former president walked into talk Canada, that thing was unedited and it's unprofessional for people.
They expose the former president to a lot of issues. You see, it's very bad for our country. When you want proof, that thing, even doing interview, there can be some mistakes, there can be some errors, but the final product will do the editing and will be clean and be out for public consumption.
But you saw that after everything, when he was sitting with the FIFA president, you saw how he was arranged.
Yeah.
That interview was but The former president.
But I don't even allow people to care for in that area. Yeah.
The former president gets speaking, even shortly. No. And let me say something today.
It's bad.
Let me say something today. I think former President George Weah needs to look after himself.
He need to be careful.
He needs to look after himself. That he needs to be mindful with the kind of people around. Look, death is not something that can happen. You need to that shows from whether you living or when you dead, you dead. When you're alive, you're alive.
Don't wear it out. Your clothes, what the program wear, you're the very people who do not think they'll be wearing your clothes. They'll be your property will be taken it. So who's supposed to pretend to you like this? Who can get sick? That they want to make one move, they take protect, put outside. Then if you protect the person, you're not helping them.
But even the current president, and there were times they said he was there.
Yeah.
You listen to the interview, the recording I played earlier on this morning when you heard the former vice president who was saying, we all know the vice president, the former vice president now well. So if we let him, he dies. You know, by the constitution, the vice president takes over. He said that Prince Johnson was going to be the president.
Yeah.
Loyal.
Why would let it in the country?
The former president needs to look after himself. From all indications, people surrounding him, not helping him.
Sure.
If they say, look,
but are you guys aware that there were some mistakes even in the raw? Tape there.
Or they just have to bring it to make what kind of impression? But I told you,
they expose the former president.
They brought unedited version of the entire event to us.
I know for sure that any kind of major gathering, there are devices that are placed on people for interpretation. But in real languages, but they put on, they say all kind of things. Why you
where the interview was done?
Yes.
People being edited.
You don't even know that was there.
You just found. Imagine. That the former president, you take water and put it on the ground, on the ground. That they kind of put accord themselves.
Then you see the mark over the man, everything, show you everything they play, what they put do. What they put exposed to them.
What you want to make, what impression you want to have.
What's that? These things, the people prepare these things and do a final draft for the public consumption. But because you wouldn't want to prove to someone that this thing it's why it's not a part of prove the people that you living. A bad ambassador. You just want to prove to people that I'm like this, I'm like, because you are concerned about them, you forget about yourself.
Yeah, you're validating.
Yeah, the very point. As I recover, going, that people then carry people that borrow property and say, I feel like
the same people.
We don't want buy the cement, we don't want buy the sand, we don't want the contract, we did this. They are the same people showing it this.
Let me tell you something. You'll be shocked and surprised to know that these same folks, some of the contractors, they will tell you that they were only told to go to the other store for cement.
Yeah.
For the other material, no receipt. They themselves will be able to explain to the very same people. They say, we don't build all those things. We went for sand, we went for the cement, we went for steel rod, we went for zinc, we went for nail, we went for paint. They were just telling, go to the other place, go to the other place. We never went there one day with cash. We never carry receipt.
Yeah.
We never got invoice. Nothing of the kind. They're the same people that right around the people will provide all the information. But
then they feel that they're helping the president.
They will not go to those people. And you myself, they will come to.
Hey man, let's be careful, man. Like, I want Friday. He said when the president wears shoes to show it. Who is the president huddle so that he wearing shoe or he wearing this?
Yes.
Who knows that? But because you close to the man, you won't show that you closer in the room. Oh Jesus! Look at what they did last time.
We'll see one of our former president. They get paid.
Look at
the other recording that being again one the former president.
They don't do it, ambassador. Why you want to show that you love so much that they expose this thing to harm? Why? Why? Hey man. And this is the reason why we welcome the investigations, because you're helping us. We want to know the truth. Because we want to know how Liberia have been governed in the past. So we welcome the investigation Liberians. Let us welcome it so we can know the truth. Whether the government lie on the people or whether the people do they act against the country. We want to know.
We want to know the outcome. And so folks, the government of Liberia has submitted the 2026 draft national budget to the national legislature, specifically at the lower house. And Speaker Richard Cohen received the budget in the tune of $1.2 billion United States dollar. Imagine, since 1847, we've been talking about all of the resources, all of the billions of dollars worth of concessions we have signed. At this age and time, we just submitting a budget worth $1.2 billion. It sounds big, but it's shameful.
Over 200 years,
it's shameful.
The rich country,
but we got concessions that we signed that worth
billions of dollars,
and they are extracting our resources.
Oh Lord Jesus! Oh now, Jesus Christ!
Are we sincere? Is it a political submission of the draft budget, or is something that is realistic that we can achieve it? Or because now in Baghdad we are getting a report that almost 70% of the money is going straight to salaries again and other goods and services. So how much will be left for development? Because are we still going to be giving other people to come? Yeah, because there are other institutions
that have been increased.
The budget there, the draft budget, they augment the budgetary support. Interpreted institutions like the GSC, the LACC, the FIA, you know, and other governance commission, other places. These interpreted IAA, these interpreted institutions to make sure that they can fight corruption, and we can give them that financial strength and support to speedily handle some of the allegations of corruption or bringing more stability and result-oriented to the kind of work that they do.
Our men too, they are on a budget to increase again. The horse.
Yes.
Which you could did and claim up.
So yeah.
You know, we are happy that health, education, we see increment, but how are these increments being done? Is it to favor a certain group of people? Because while we are saying increment in the salary of these people or the budget of these people to accommodate them, in Basel we still seeing the slow pace of civil servant salary increment.
Yeah, and one of the points that even people now accusing the president, Lofa Community College budget is more than the other folks. You know, the same community colleges that around while Lofa own, is it because the president comes from Lofa? You know, and there are other community colleges too. The budget not as compared to that of the Lofa Community College.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're giving the lawmakers. We still going to pretty close to 60 million. Well, they got 51 plus. Now we're seeing
these are folks who are yet to even account to us.
Yeah.
They just talk about GSC will come audit from them when they're ready to they step in the name for no audit to take place. They get, you know. So are we sincere with the projection, or we going to reach to the point again and say budget shortfall?
Yeah, or doing recast.
We heard that our domestic revenue envelope have enlarging. You know that we're collecting domestic revenue. Now, are we looking at our domestic debt again? Because there are a whole lot of things into it. What's the performance reports for all of the institutions that we are allotting money?
Yeah.
How did they perform that we want to increase? The
one I want to emphasize on performance report.
Yeah.
Because now we are saying that it's good that some of the institutions are receiving huge increment, but performance report, the Liberia National Police, they have taken them from 21.5 million to 25.7.
Yes.
That's good. Performance report.
Can we get the performance report that say we're increasing it is because of the kind of work they did?
Yes.
Let's see how they were able to crack down on crimes.
How?
Let's see as to what the manpower, what have increased.
We see police in the day and never see police. Yes. The new vehicle coming in the country, we don't see them at night.
Let's look at the military.
The military. If you look at immigration service, immigration came from 7.4 to 10.7. That's good. But we look at performance.
Let's look at those who acquire resident permits under their watch.
Yeah.
How much in terms of remittance? How much did they go into government cover?
Yeah.
Or we just think that because they man are my man saying he had in the other institution, or it's going to go back like
we want performance.
The former said, I don't know what room what?
I don't want or do or what.
Well, when they pass the budget,
when
they go for the money, they will put 10 million in the budget, but actually that entity only there to receive 2 million. The other $8 million.
The business talking. Most of the account is great.
Yeah. He said at the end of the day, they go for it and share among themselves. It says something that
LTA, they were taking 3.1. Now it's a big jump, 7.6. That's great. We're going to fight drugs. 7.6. Accountability is needed. The fire service now has gone. It's been static. 2.9. We stayed there. Well, you know that at one point in time, the Senator Abraham Dawes Dillon and folks were asking about the equipment that was made. Why wasn't seeing the effect of it? And they was talking about 4 million plus, but now we're seeing it's from 2 to 4 because of some acquisition of equipment. Now we're seeing it's still at 2.9. We won't know. Then salaries, goods and services, we won't know, because these things are very important. We cannot say we're cooking 5 cups of rice, we're cooking 10, 11, 12 cups, but the bowl is not increased, the size or the amount of food that's in the bowl is decreasing because we're saying we have other priorities. We're supposed to put 2-3 boni in the soup. We're cooking 5 pieces of boni now, but we still see all the boni here we're eating. We won't know because it's not just about increment. We won't know exactly. Now this thing here about the House of Representatives, we were complaining about them. 2025 budget brought them to 41.3. We're going to 51 again. We were complaining about 60.
Let's get it now. Can they tell us what did they do? Yeah. Probably that hindered the work because of low budgetary allotment that was given them. That's the reason why they want to see this kind of a jump. They want to see this kind of a jump. So we need to know. Now, these are folks who yet to be audited. They talk about, oh yeah, we'll be audited. But we only see in the budget the increasing. They're not getting any report.
You saw the CSA in activities that went on there with employees. So what happened? Let's having coal.
Yes, employee payroll party and all that kind of things.
Is it settled? We won't know.
Yeah. We say that people who are indicted to face criminal charges concerning the arson attack, they are there to take salary again.
Yeah.
You know, what's the performance report of these entities that we went on to increase the area? We still having problem with the health sector. We still having problem with the educational sector. There are still a lot of volunteer teachers here to be placed on payroll.
Sure.
The police take a lot of aids. How do we recruit them? The FLA would honestly in March or February they will be recruiting. You know, are we prepared? There are a whole lot. We understand this money, yes, but again, bulk of the money now go to salary and goods and services. How much will be left for development?
How much?
Are we still going to be looking at our international partners to help us? But we're putting you got a huge sum of money in the budget. We projecting. Are we sure that we will get it? Or at the end of the day, again, we'll go back to the old same thing that budget shuffle.
And remember the last time when you heard
there's going to be a turning point that after the fiscal year, if we can achieve the 1.2 billion projection in the draft national budget, that maybe the next time we will go to 1.5 or we hitting 2 billion.
Yeah.
Are we now on the path that we have seen it clear that we closing some of the loopholes?
Sure.
Closing some of the gaps where people who sat in position of high trust thought that they were there to take money. Are we seeing that the reason that people will answer for the stewardship that we can close some of the holes, some of the gaps, and say let's move?
It's important.
Or this is just a political statement again for people to clap because we saw it with the 800 million plus.
We saw it.
Well, Minister Twelve, they say, oh, for the first time, because this one that for the first time again too. Is it a pronouncement or a projection or celebration or a projection or realization? We need to know all of these things.
No, she was no.
We need to know.
Because where we are not in a space to in LIBERIA they say to make fun.
How we be talking about the Wall Street giant? We stay in million.
People kind of country. They
boasting
billion.
But you know how many $1 billion that Asada Media have taken from the country in the last 2 decades plus? The China, you go and ask things that they have extracted from this country. Then we hear we still hanging around million.
Yeah.
When our neighbors are far gone beyond that thing, they're not even looking back on that thing. Every fiscal year, the targeting have to move or step up. Because a care is not taken by the vow, you'll be surprised that a 2027 national budget, you won't hear that we now come back to 800 million.
Yeah.
Because
we come back as well, but we go far in 900 million, but
yeah.
we can't down. No, we don't want that. Let us be prepared for this process. Where we are, we need to be sincere to this country. Because if we will just find a way to open loophole for corruption, we will say we go back to the very thing we're talking about beyond Finabon and the other folks. That this thing happening, but certain individuals are diverting government funding to some other means to benefit themselves. We will still continue with the same thing. Because even all the things we're talking about the past, folks in the past government being alleged of allegations, ambassador, there are folks under in this government doing the same thing. They even scared. They're doing the same thing.
The first thing will be telling you, I found the concern that the government here, they the government, so they think they can do what they want to do. But we're looking at the performance report. You have to tell, you have to bring the report. What you people did with what were allotted to you people. The speaker, the 2025 national budget, what were allotted. Let know how you spend it. The deputy speaker, the chief justice, the president, the vice president, the pro tem, head of strategic committee heads for operational funds, Liberia National Police, immigration, FDA. Can we see your performance reports? Why you people all will be in a haste to almost just run past this thing? Because when you look at the figure right now, our lawmaker for care is not taking. They will be more concerned about the figure that allotted to them.
To them.
Yesterday they will just pass it, send it to the president signed. It become an instrument because this is the left line of our country in terms of development, in terms of how people get the salary and benefits when they are working.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not something that we play with. It's not something to do politics with. We hope that we can achieve this, because if we can achieve it, actually the projection, even if we want to drop, please let us not drop below billion. There are two can get web order. They get web order, but that billion is just
kind of 1.1 billion.
Yeah,
but we should not go down.
Well, don't have to tell reach 900 billion and say, oh yeah, but at least the other point we
try.
Before. We want that.
No, please.
We hope that our financial experts, they have seen all of the sources and know the area that we can get these things from based on the projection. You understand? That, the projection has to do with anticipation. We are anticipating that we'll get this from this place, from that place.
Sure.
Hope we have did our work properly and of the conviction that we actually get.
Mm-hmm. On a serious note, we have to. Like we mentioned earlier on, we've seen our folks still leaving the country for medical attention in other countries. We see now the health budget, 101.7. Well, we're saying good. We need to improve the health sector of this country. Education needs to be boosted up so that we can find our kids the future secure for them. It's important. But we don't want to open loophole where it benefits other people.
Yeah, we are seeing fleets of new buses in time.
Yes.
All of these things, yes, we so good, but we still need to see more. Yes.
And they think what they're always doing. Speaker, budget go up. Deputy Speaker, pro tem. The thing they will do, we're not doing good for the country. We just look at one man, we're getting all the money there.
Yeah.
They will look at the hospitals. We're looking at institutions that's been functioning. We cripple them.
You look at one office and give them money more than someone. Look at you take for instance some of the agency.
Yeah.
Like the National Disaster Management Agency. You'll find a speaker budget we almost like more than what that entity will operate on. But when disaster taking place, so what extra that they will go to beg people. But when you see one office budget, when you canceling officials of government, like the president, the vice president, the speaker, the deputy speaker, the pro tem, the chief justice, these 6 individuals, it will shock you to know that we're talking about almost in a fiscal year, almost around 15 million in 12 months. share among these people.
Who are we doing that for? I see people there, we tell them we buy them car, we buy them gas, we maintain the car. They themselves will maintain them. Everything we do, we still give them. What?
To the extent the money so plenty there, they just are acquiring properties.
They start wasting it.
Sometimes when the fiscal year about to elapse, the money stay in the budget. You still see money available. They start to just use it.
You see, we have to be very careful. We see other things, inflation in food, for basic commodities, ordinary citizens are struggling. Then we just see few individuals. Then we see the snail pace of civil servants equipment.
Yeah.
Well, it all happened at 150. Well, the money we give a lot of them 150 that money to pay somebody about home more. One police maintain 150.
Okay,
that money there.
Let's go to the lines and talk to some of our callers this morning because we got something later on to talk about this morning. 0775 919 919 0880 919 are the numbers you can call us all to be part of the conversation this wonderful morning. Let's talk to this caller on the line. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I just want to appreciate you guys in studio this morning for that brilliant topic. One of the interesting part of the topic that I really like is why you guys.
Oh, he's gone off the line. We hope you can call back to weigh in. But the national budget being submitted now, 1.2 billion for the first time in our country history. Is it realistic? Will we achieve it? But we are also concerned about what been allotted to the speaker, deputy speaker, and other folks, the national legislature, and what about the civil servant? Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I just thank you for the show.
Going off the line, sorry we did not cut you up, but let's hear from other callers. 0775 919 919 0880 919 919 are the numbers you can certainly call us all to be part of the conversation this morning. The national budget being submitted. If you like.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. As I was saying, they teach about those lawmakers, those representatives and senators.
Yes.
They're looking to serve us, and then it's that we are the ones serving them because they have all facilities. We pay them. We if I see them, all of their they are just or liabilities on us. So I don't know if that's necessary.
Yeah, that's why we're looking for the performance reports. Yeah, because we have seen increase in their own allotment in the national cake. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Brooks and Mr. Van.
Good morning, Kepler.
Thank you so much always for the brilliant recognition. Let me say good morning to His Excellency President Walker and the grateful Umanika. Let me appreciate you for the national discussion. I want to step in your footstep. I think it's not a bad thing to pronounce 1.2 billion when it comes to the national draft budget for our country. But what most important is what impact the lives of our people. What goes to the hospitals, what goes to the schools, what goes to the disabled people, and what allow national leaders, especially from the legislature, to do away with building our own schools, building our own hospitals, to put those institutions rather than the public institutions. I think it's a good thing that our national budget can grow, but it will be a bad thing if it doesn't affect the life of our people.
Sure.
So that the president always said, it's not about the next election, but it's about the next generation. So the first step is not by example, but we are concerned and focused about what we can benefit as Liberians collectively, not institutions like the United Party, the TDC, the ANC, for all of us who always go on the rain and the sun to stay in line for you, because everybody don't have a chair and the opportunity to go and sit in that chair as president and lawmaker. So we send all of you there to speak for us, to execute certain part for all of us. So we are sitting on the back for it and singing for you. You guys should always do in the India of all of us. It's a good thing. I think I want to say thank you to the family ministry for against the affect the people in general. Thank you so much for the show.
Thank you, Kekula. And that's it. You know, not just the pronouncement, but at least when we hear the kind of figure, it should have a positive trickle-down effect in the lives of the people. The people should not hear the figure and it end up in the pockets of few. Good morning. You know, it end up in the pockets of few people. So let the figure reflect in the lives of
them. Was bring government and government supporting the student there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we will not just make the kind of a pronouncement or projection when it comes to our national budget, then we still see our people protesting for salaries. We still see people going months, you know, and say, yeah, but the month comes to an end, you into the other part of the month before you start receiving salary or whatsoever thing. I think government needs to put an end to some of these things, because some of the private entities have adapted in that. Good morning.
Good morning, Weekie.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm a new resident, customer center resident. Weekie, just to decide to do something. Do you think that it's possible that our lawmakers can have a suspension of budget increasement for probably 2 years? Do you think it's possible? That what they are earning or what all they are earning to people sustain them in a period of 2 years? So money that was supposed to increase any other benefit that is supposed to have to be given to hospitals and other people. Do you think it's possible? They expect the person start paying that issue? I just want to ask that question.
Okay, let's talk to our callers. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
You're welcome.
Yeah, my name is Chokon Mafi for the second time. Weekie, that money that you're talking about, the fact that people have money there for their self. Who will be there, he will be crying, each other getting salary. Nothing at the hospital, no medicine. For this, not taking good salary. That's what they put there for their self. Nothing for them, be crying here. We saw it before. It happened before. It's not just something that just happened. People spend all our money and enjoy themselves. The only problem to the solution is that this constitution, please get to this constitution. That the constitution keeps stopping us. The people make the law in that constitution and we're not getting the same thing out to enjoy that people ate. So it's the only solution. Thank you.
Thank you as well. Let's talk to this caller. Good morning.
Good morning to listeners and top to the line of Savior. Weekie, the website is what was some of the is in the book out here for us, meaning the bottle of Europe. Let them reflect. Let the budget show to the Nigerian people that yes, indeed, your voted people that is there for you. I can tell you the thing of this that is in the terms of me the sense of where I am now spend things.
Thank you. Let's talk to this caller. Good morning. Let's hear you. Go ahead, sir.
I say that we should always think alongside the projection we made about the budget to move on. Okay. The only thing is that the LRA should put a thank to position of finding the money to make sure that we realize the money to fund their then we go to work and then we apply neutrality and we are the owner of the country. And we sit and think we have to build our country. We have the mind of building our country. And now our party, for my brother, for power. This is not nothing about politics.
have to stand strong to do something towards the country now.
Thank you for being part of the conversation. Let me talk to the callers on the line. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Jones K. calling from the Every House community and good morning, listening audience. Yeah, no, let me just say I applaud all of the previous callers. We all continue to say the same. You know, there's no support that are 1.2 billion in our models. What was market selling? I hope the 1.2 billion can reflect to them. I want that there was transformation in the lives of all, not just the privileged few. That's the unfortunate part. You know, as if you are listening to all of the call, in terms of we hear all of those big figures. But at the end of the day, the people do not feel any impact. At the end of the day, you can have the transformation in the lives of the people. At the end of the day, you find GMK hospitals stay visibly empty, no medical drugs. At the end of the day, you find a road on that they stay bad in this country. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we found schools, teachers will go on strike for salary. At the end of the day, you find our police officers stay in the ring without raincoat, not rain boots, with very little salary. At the end of the day, you find the ordinary men continue to loan at their poverty. I hope that this budget reflects the lives of the people.
Thank you. Let's talk to other callers. Good morning. Good morning.
Don't hold the line.
Yeah, good morning, with you.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, this is Tommy Dixon for the second time. You know, we need to be positive about this conflict. The position we are seeing, our prayer is how we deal with what very hard, and then they can find our money. And then our advice to the like people and give our people in the heart. Like you were saying, sometimes you prepare budget, there's no budget performance. You know, why would you put somebody on the money when you need the performance? I think the need to start by always to do that. Because if I gave you $5 and he didn't tell me how he used $5, I'd go and get it and not $10. But we pray and hope that this project will remain as it is, so that LI will be able to try to affect this government. Like God wants to be here for this country. They will not believe that can pay this country. They're not foreigners. So we are hoping that this protection will be able to fund it. And the time is to come on the people. For me, I'm positive about that. I'm not going to be negative about this country. This country will get better. And when it gets better, it's better for everyone. When I hear people say nothing will happen, what do you think? What are you doing to make it better? Every time nothing will happen, nothing will happen. What is that going to be to make this country? Thank you this morning.
Thank you. Thank you this morning as well. And you know, about the vibe, that's something I've been observing over the period of time, and we need to talk about that before we do this. And it goes to the new management team of the Liberia Electricity Corporation.
Mm-hmm.
There's a need to conduct transformer and meter audit. We noticed that while should we see current being stable of recent, and you know, about of that, when you look at things, when the kind of information and investigation conducted over a period of time, there are little that goes in the cover of LEC. But those guys who are on the field, they are buying vehicles, they are building houses, they are renting very expensive area.
True.
And look, some of the private or exam transformer, sometimes there is no trace of it. You see the guys on the field who do the installation, the planning officer, these are the people that the money, you see one transformer, you say, oh yeah, the person, somebody pays 7,000 for transformer, 6,000, 5,000, 7,000. You say, I only want my transformer to be here. Sometimes in matter of fact, it will shock you to know that sometimes dime to not even go in the government revenue.
Even though once I go,
when you even go to find out, if you say, yeah, let's go to these places right now, and we expect the management, because some of them been there for too long. You need to get up. Because if you go to some places, you just ask where you bought the transformer from. How did you get it installed? No trace you will get so easily. And let me honest here, Madam Bro is old. That tax force, she can't move. She just said, I wait for reports that come to her. What she sees and what she'll collect. We need somebody reports. Nobody saying no, she pay her, but I think that tax force has long lived its usefulness, and there's a need to have somebody more reports, much younger than him. Sometimes these people got to leave their comfort zone, then they leave the offices. You go on the field and see some of these things and get to know what some of you people, your LEC people are doing in the field.
Yeah.
They doing connection. They carry meter. No trades. They carry transformer. They just go to the warehouse. Even by the God, there are folks today who are not even associated with LEC, but they are importing meters. They are importing transformer. They get wires. They get other things stockpiled in their homes and other places.
And they carry on connection.
They carry on connection in line with some of the folks from LEC.
Yeah. Once they get the shoes, they get the jacket, they get clothing in the pool. When they got connection with LEC, some sort of way.
Go to somebody's businesses. Go to somebody's homes.
Sometimes they give you power table. I even knowledge of them.
Someone out there say, "Oh, that the man private." Just ask how you got it. That one planning officer, the man who go do the installation and whatsoever, no system, no record to show that say, yeah, this person, that how this person acquired these things. Lot of it. And because we see the current within government generating huge amount of money. The very folks that robbing government. How can so 3 persons just out and share 5,000 or 6,000 and grab one themselves because somebody told one transformer that you're a man, you know he don't want got a warehouse key, you can give it away, then you just collect it and take it. Go and do system audit right now. Go. Not there for you to be sitting down in your offices.
But at times they are even aware because they know what these guys on the field. They get their kickbacks, they get their
because sometimes
their cost of operation.
They just you sitting there in the office, the man come on the field, say, "She left 2,000 USD."
Yeah.
You didn't want to know where he took, how you
got it.
You pay for it that he gave it, but you be paid at the
whether
end of the month.
Whether they'll be complaining tomorrow that you have to face them.
Yeah. Sometimes when you just say transformer damage, they go to collect the transformer to go and replace it. They will say go behind again. They tell everybody to put money.
To collect money, yeah.
Sometimes to replace it, that one they carry, they will fix it and carry somewhere else and sell it to another person. Look at all of these things.
LEC too, when folks call them about transformers and other issues in the community, it takes them for a long time.
Yeah.
So it also exposed the users of the electricity to even to add to the people because they will have quick service.
Yeah.
At times.
2 years, they get problem with the LEC in the other community. One person will just go and spearhead everything. One LEC man will tell them go collect money for all the houses. Yeah.
Remember the last time when I had the folks from the regulatory authority that when you apply, when there's a complaint and you don't do it in time, the past 1 year, just know that you can't do it again.
Some of the service providers, you know, and we see that government losing huge amount of money.
Government losing money.
They
want 2 billion. We still get more than 1.7, 1.50, even to 2 billion. We still get in the country.
When you do your mathematics or you critically sit and watch, the 1.2 billion talking about, we will lose 5 billion in people's pockets.
Yeah,
we will lose 5 billion in people's pockets.
You see,
because if LRA is telling us that our domestic revenue generation has increased, it tells you that, you know, so what kind of mechanism that we were not putting into place that working right now?
Yeah.
It said that people were collecting and carrying it.
Because the first time, the budget that told us will be 1 billion.
Yeah.
And we reached. Now we now reached. So what kind of mechanism has been put into place that never existed?
So we want the management of LEC. The management of LEC, y'all go do audit. The new team, y'all get up. Y'all go to the warehouses. Y'all check some of your planning officer. Your technician, y'all go to their homes. Y'all go see some of the places they live in. With a small salary, go see the kind of cars and things they ride.
They hustle the building.
They hustle the building. At the expense of the poor people. Then that energy sector we're talking about here. How can you be giving transformer no record?
Yeah.
You just take it. So I go one business say yeah, the one that own transformer, you just carry it, you carry the you just go here, you store it. They pay your physical care. I saw 5,000, 7,000. You just sit and split it.
I saw an amazing project somewhere. I said, oh, whatever to be a this is fun. I said, well, anyway, LEC, man.
Yeah.
LEC, a power tab, man.
Let's go to the lines and talk to
so we're losing more. It's just going in individual pockets.
Good morning.
Not for eating our money. Some of our making 28,500 plus. That 700, 800 we get it. They find on reach there.
Okay. All right. So while you get before we go, while you will get somebody 4,000, y'all keep playing your that nine star 11 hash. Yeah, that stars every 9 star 11 hash. $100 or 70 cents US. I think multiple times will call you as a winner. I've been trying to get the kind of margin to see whether we can have him. Hopefully by Wednesday on the platform here.
Yeah, thank God. I thought that we also have Councillor Babu on the show this morning, but he tested with some engagement, some bereavement issues, and pressing family meetings. So we were able to have him this morning.
Good morning.
Oh, we should be sharing him.
Good morning, people.
Water.
Yeah, this water effort I got this morning from Police Academy. We give you guys said the issue regarding to the budget, that the budget is going to increase to 1.2 billion. I think some issue had to be put into place. Like you guys were talking about performance report. There was in the legislature recent time ago, before the budget we learned to the legislature, the Bill Ministry was giving a performance report. But what about the speaker, the prudent? How they get our own performance report? Because every year, sometimes they get 2 million, 3 million in a year. And what they can be done, the money can be used like different people.
What the money used for?
Yeah, because we have 738 million in the last fiscal year. Today we jumped it to 1.2 billion. So it tells you that we need to our investigation if we can make this kind of projection and mean that we should have been around here a long time.
Long time.
So, but we've been eating it. Let people answer for the stewardship.
What's the money you're wasting?
Yeah. Then you tell the LEC, tell the group of people that trade down with LEC, they just getting rich. Yeah, the big passing info for the driving cars. Good morning.
Good morning, Weekie and Natl.
Good morning.
Thank you. We will continue to talk these things, Weekie and Natl. We will continue and we will get results. I remember the former finance minister who was budget software. And we start here, we didn't see a lot of the people improving. Today, we are reaching 1 billion. And we will expect the lot of people to change.
Yeah.
And let me say also, with the after referral, let me say the
no audio money here.
Yo.
If you say, if you want to audit, if you say you are auditing by the fund, that's what we've got the yen for. And we pray that it is proceeding well. But let us be mindful also, Mr. President. We are hearing that you're building a huge adjunctive building in local country. And if you are saying...
We really want to know that local country thing. We won't know because Liberians need to be informed.
Yeah, we are eager to know because we are in the fight. We need to be clean as this fight continues. So not to embarrass our come out there. We don't want to say, oh, he's doing this one, but why he can't look at what the president is doing. So let us be very transparent. Be clean. Let us be clean because if you want to be in the fight, you have to be clean so we can move. And let me say one thing, we used to have one man called Kwetamo. Right? I think we all know that name. Who Kwetamo used to be searching for? Witchcraft. When you have Kwetamo coming to the village, all the witchcraft worry. So I don't think we don't want this thing to be at the root home. We don't know witchcraft is the one who worry about Kwetamo coming to the village. That's what we know. So if you're a witchcraft, when Kwetamo's coming, you get flagged or you get loot for the village. So this fight is well, everybody
Okay, thank you. Let's talk to the scholar. Good morning.
Yes, sir. The Bush Charity Studio.
Yes, sir.
Yes, the Lagos, the week Google is calling for the second time. Yes, sir. You see that of money for having to work last year. After the general school, so what is put out, what was the put out, or not about coming. The editing and everything, after 1 year, we will have some about. If you want to perform, one week, I'm going to get it. This course, I'm going to get it. Okay, we get our money. Look at the program, and then go the order. And then I collect it, I want. What the school is taking over that I have last year. Here, the money collect, after 1 week, I perform, you get money, every day.
Yeah. You know, I don't know what they kind of culture. You see people working where they're supposed to take, they pay them, but they want to be paid for extra work or the work that they're doing. They want to be paid extra. You know. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I want to talk on this identity business.
Go ahead.
After Weekie, in my city, you know they have some things in there where people can just buy 674. The last one, the God.
Yeah, I said somebody man got error. What they got post? They just keeping it there. You want post, they go sell it to you.
Yeah, it's full. I go ask my woman, what about the man? The man who is saying they want to pay for the pool. How they pool? I said, but that's not you. The credit is before you put on the pool, you have to go talk to the man. I said, but anything pool? What can one man buy anything pool? 8.2 more. Go ask the man who why on the pool. You see? So the people, the anything guy and most of them, even to the wire and party, the side of people. So, but that's still there, but that's not even moving. That's one of the things.
Pay for meter, start for installation. Then you go, you gonna pay them extra again for them to do installation. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. This is LESU calling from last year. This LEC thing, the only thing I see about the LEC is let the government bring in foreign companies or state agencies as they were done before.
No, y'all get always in touch. Y'all get always indulging the people in the. Right now, the people rich. We gotta start believing in ourselves and get some of these things done by ourselves and get the right people to checkmate and make sure bring people to vote. Because even all the foreign nationals we bring in this country, the Ghanaian when they came here, we make sure they started joining us to see. The Chinese people now they can stay in the country. So you know, I remember. They're very good at selling bag and things to people now.
No, you see, before the war, we had CUA. CUA was taking over everything. We don't see anything happening.
Yeah.
CUA. So have companies like now, or foreign companies.
That Emmanuel Vaya was sitting right here. We saw our own brothers doing the construction of the road. They cleaning the road, the red deck. The people they tell me selling red deck.
Yeah.
Churches there.
Then find the area and say, "Care 2 trucks or 5 trucks or."
Yeah.
I don't money for that.
Yeah. Then they feel they go look what different type somewhere you need to bring. They selling it. Oh man. They got there. They got there. Someone that got there. Let's talk to this scholar. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
You're welcome.
Yeah, my name is Anthony. I call from Wako. Yeah, you see all these things we're talking this morning, the corruption in our country is killing us. As you previously said, 13 government officials were slaughtered in 1918. Right after the killing of those 13 men, corruption became vampire up to today. So those people that we kill, and we start doing the worst of what we killed them for, how the country will get better. It will not, because that killing that began that day, that former and late president both used the power to kill them. Why can't that day? So long that killing those people to announce from our society group this and other one will kill them, say they are poor people. And we will continue to do this because we kill people for the road and we are worse than what we killed for.
Thank you. 0775-919-919, 0880-919-919 are the numbers you can call us on to be part of the conversation this morning. You know, as we wind down this Monday morning presentation, let's talk to this caller on the line. Good morning. Yes, sir.
But I was not sure where I made, but everything I thought to be great. So what we did, I always got built.
Yeah. The same man can go look at you, what do they say? I can not, may have to bypass the meter. Then when the day broke, then they send different people there to go on you. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Natl.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Oh, now we just said something just now. You know, our politics is very dynamic here in the sense that the people just want to take it for themselves. Look at the kind of a thing. 1980, after they executed the 13 men in this country for corruption, then why is it that today, though I'm a citizen, but I can admit to you, my name is Abatuba, living police academy. I'm a born citizen. But when it comes to this kind of act, we need to take the measure that everybody will see across the board. My sister Fina, yeah, it's true. You have acquired a little property through the CDC. But if it is proven that you...
But the thing is that honest and fair enough that she goes to explain. This is what the people observe, that these things are suspicious and you acquire illegally. When you got all of your documents to substantiate your claim that I got it legally, I went through this, you have the property, you walk scot-free. But if you cannot, you face the full weight of the law. We will have to take it from you.
But let me just direct you something. If you are a president that arrested 13 men and executed them for corruption, you should know that God will stay hang up there for you. So right now, we should understand that no matter how the situation is, the Christ for those 13 men is still ruling this country until they settle the record straight. And that's why Joseph Bwaga has come to settle the record straight. So everybody that in the corruption cycle should go to the full.
Okay, thank you. Let's take this final caller. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
You're welcome.
Okay. Good morning.
Please go ahead.
I'm getting you.
Okay, thank you. Let me talk to this final caller. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
You're welcome.
DJ running how?
No, this is not running. No DJ yet. I see your talk show people here.
Yeah, okay.
No fast connection here.
My name is Orita Stromo. I'm calling for Ghana here.
You're welcome.
Yeah. You know the issue about the LEC you are discussing, about the corruption. That's what I want to give some information about it.
Go ahead, we see.
Yeah, you see in red light, where they got the Guinea warehouse, there is no LEC there, but the people got current. And there's a people there running their own private businesses. There is no LEC. And even the general building in red light, these stores in red light, they don't have current. But they got people there connected to LEC and they are running their own business. They got their own private generator. You getting me? So these are all corruption. Because the people don't even have LEC. If the generator breaks down, there is no current for them. You see?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. And that's how we like to draw the curtain this morning. And that's how we like to go on this edition of the morning. Many thanks to all of you for joining us as usual. I'm Weekie Brooks.
And I'm Nathaniel Vibe. We'll be here tomorrow again. Good morning.
I want to let you know that all these pieces of evidence with the patient, where they have notice, whether issue has been brought to the notice of the state, and the state did not act in keeping with law, you are barred by the statute of limitation. But where there is no notice, there is no information about that, and there's a theft that occurred through money laundering, and people acquire wealth, anything. And once that can be brought to our attention now, we will take that